What's up, guys? I hope everybody's okay out there today. It's Sunday. This is my live stream. It's good to see everyone coming together. This is my live stream. It's good to see you. Hold up. I shut my phone off. Okay, well, hopefully we have a good show for you today. Now, we get my comments together over here. Put my glasses on. Hey, guys. All right, well, I got a couple of things I want to talk about today. First, I want to start out with, I want to let everybody know, I'm sure everybody knows in the neighborhood, Patty Marcella passed away. Patty Marcella was a wise guy in the Gambino crime family. He was from Bay 50th. He had a piece of Esplanade. He was one of those clever wise guys, not one of those crazy wise guys. He had a lot of money, owned a lot of property. He was well respected. And he was a guy you could talk to personally. So Patty Marcella has passed away. He's one of the guys from the neighborhood, Bensonhurst. And I just wanted to pay my respects to him. He wasn't a bad guy. He was actually a good guy. A lot of people liked him. And also, I wanted to talk about this Kyle Rittenhouse, the young kid who got caught up in Milwaukee, and about these constitutional rights. What do you think? You think you should be allowed to carry a gun and defend yourself? I mean, that's the Second Amendment. So, that's a good conversation to have. I'm pretty much going to do the same thing I did last week. What I did was I put a link on. William Galloway's in the chat. What's up, Willie? I'm going to throw a link on. You have a conversation with me. We have a discussion. I have a couple people in the chat room already. I see Stacks out there chatting with Stacks. Another Alphonse is out there. So I'm going to put you guys on. I mean, let me know what you think about this, the current events, what's going on with our constitutional rights. We could talk about that. And we could also talk about Joe Valachi, the first guy that ever came forward back in the day. He's one of the first guys, a Genovese guy, that ever cooperated with the government. I mean, it was a big thing back then. But Willie, if you want to come on, maybe we could do this already, and you could get on, and we could make this happen. But I'm going to put Stacks on for a little while. I'm going to talk to him because what's up, Boston J? Tony Starks, Guadino Inc., William Galloway, Joey Beans. So I don't know. Hopefully we can have a good discussion today and have a little fun with this, I like to get together and I want to interact with all of you people and get everyone's opinion, get the way we think, what's going on in the world today, even with the mob and all the craziness on YouTube. There's so much. So if I could do this once a week on a Sunday and have a little fun with you guys and we could make it respectful, that's what I want. I want to make sure it's respectful and we respect each other. Then, we can have a nice time. So let me put Stacks on here and we'll go from there. I got 151 people watching so far. Hopefully it builds up. And everyone have a good Sunday. Let's enjoy the show.
What's good, man?
What's up?
How you doing?
How's everything?
Everything's great.
Oh, this is my boy Stacks. I think Stacks is a decent human being. We all have past behind us. I have a past. Stacks have a little past. And if you guys could follow Stacks, he's a pretty cool guy. He helps me out every so often with my computer glitches and my problems. I call him. He's one of the first guys I call because he's very knowledgeable with this stuff. But what's up with you? What's new with you?
No, I just been interviewing a lot of people, man. Moving forward, I got a lot of opportunities, and things are going great.
That's good. That's good. And I heard
There's a
you
huh?
might have a little opportunity in Vegas or something, right?
Yeah, man.
That's good.
I can't really get into it right now, but it's gonna be big.
But that's good. You know what it is? Because as long as you're consistent, you keep on doing what you're doing, people are watching, and they see people that are genuine and honest and likable people, and you're one of them, you know.
Thanks, man. I
A lot of,
appreciate that.
a lot of people on this YouTube, they want to exaggerate, they want to lie. You know what? It just basically is what it is. We've been through what we've been through. We're trying to make our crooked path right. You grow up, you move forward, and you try to do the right thing.
Yeah, man. I'm not with that life no more. I'm trying to be a better person every day. I'm not trying to be a tough guy on here. You know what I mean? That's
Exactly.
not the plan.
Yep.
But what do you think about the people that wear wires on people and confidential informants? Because there's all different types of people who cooperate with the government. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? It's a good conversation. Me personally, I never wore a wire on anybody in my life. Okay. For me to even come forward, it was hard for me to come forward. But looking back, I'm 52 years old now, and the life that I was living, all these guys in the street were nothing but backstabbers and scumbags. Seriously, I have to say it the way it is.
Yeah, but you did a lot of jail time before
I did
you
6 years.
even.
I did 6 years in prison. I went away. I was 23 years old, close to 6 years. Came home 11 months later. I'm back in jail for other guys that are rolling on me. So you know what? I mean, look, I stood up. I did what I had to do, and then I'm back in jail 11 months later, looking at a long time, looking at my life, destroying my life. And thank God I saved my life. And a lot of people are out there, they're mad that I saved my life, and everyone has a different story. My story is basically, as you know, 2 months after I got picked up, my own friends killed my best friend. And we went to go do a home invasion. A woman was murdered, by Tommy Reynolds, and he's doing 50 years for that. So,
How long did you have to carry that before all of it came out? And that all of it came out, because you had to carry that for a long time, right?
Oh, absolutely. That happened in February of 93. I got picked up May of 93. I came home of November of 98. So I did a little more than 5.5. I'm out on the street for a year, a long time, maybe 6, 7 years on my shoulders. And I always thought about that too, because, it was something where it eats you up inside if you hold it inside.
Yeah.
And it could really make you sick.
Did you have the police coming to you wanting you to cooperate before all of this?
You know what? I never had the police come to me ever. What they did was what happened was in 1999, I was home with my girl. Now, my parole officer told me he wanted me home by 9 p.m. because all my crimes were committed after 9 p.m. They're all at nighttime. So
they figured.
So I told him, I said, listen, there's no way in the world I'm going to be home 9 p.m. I just came home. I just finished doing close to 6 years. I said, I want to be out here enjoying my family, some of my friends, having a nice time. So one day, my federal parole officer calls me, maybe 3, 4 in the morning. And I answer the phone. I said, yeah. I said, what's up? He says, Jimmy, he says, open the door. I'm outside. As soon as I open up the door, about 30 agents come rushing in and they tackle me. And they put handcuffs on me and they just carry me out. One's got my feet, one's got my arms, and they carry me right out. And they throw me into a van.
Well, you're on parole. Were you committing crimes?
I wasn't committing crime. Well, you know what? I was selling weed and I was associating with guys like Matty Madonna, a couple wise guys on the street. But as far as committing crimes, I wasn't committing crimes. I was actually working. I was working in Local 20, cement concrete union. And Manny Madonna got me a job doing that. And it was a pretty good job because all I had to do was take a couple orders from the guys at lunchtime and in the morning and
Go
go
home, get a fat paycheck, right?
so it was pretty cool. So I was doing pretty good. I was like getting my life in order. And then everything else just comes crumbling down, And my friend got picked up first. Then we heard through the grapevine, someone cooperated. I went to go see
Who
James.
cooperated first? Who out of everyone?
Well, the kid Michael DeRosa had a case, and he cooperated and built our case with a lead. All you need is a lead. Say, for example, if you know somebody that committed a murder, you tell an agent, what, so-and-so committed a murder. Now that's a lead. Now you're giving them a lead, and what they do is they create an investigation with that.
Yeah.
So the kid Mike DeRosa gave them a lead on our case, and the lead was a big lead because it turned out to be 7 murders on my case, and the kid Michael Yamini flipped, the kid Benicillo flipped, Calco started flipping, and then it's like, what? Then you start hearing of captains flipping, wise guys flipping. It's like, what the fuck? You got to save your life. If not, you waste your life.
You're going to be in prison for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
And everyone else is cooperating on the case. Like, what are you supposed to do?
And if you look back, look who ends up cooperating. Joe Messina,
the boss.
Look, the boss cooperates. Sal Vitale, the underboss cooperates. All the captains in the family cooperate. The guy Cantarella, the guy Copa, Frankie Lino. I mean, all these guys cooperate. Forget it. It's insane. You know what? You ain't got a shot.
What do you think's going to happen with the Colombo bust?
Well, the Colombo bust, I really don't know how much time they're looking at. I'm not sure if there's any murders involved. There's threats. If you got a good attorney, you might do 5 to 10 years. I don't think anyone's going to flip on that case.
A lot of them are old, though. A lot of them, that's a life sentence.
But you know what it is? Some of these guys, these old timers, they're going to die with this mafia thing. Some guys truly believe in this, 100%, carved in concrete. This is their life, and, if that's the life they want, then,
there's a lot of them out there too. Like, Gorgeous, what's his name?
Look at Vinny. Look at Vinny.
Vinny Gorgeous.
Vinny Gorgeous is very loyal to Joe Messina. Joe Messina takes a shot. He says, I'm the boss. I'm going to go to trial. And if I win this trial, I'm still the boss. But if I lose this trial, I know the feds are going to take me. So it's a win-win situation for him. I mean, these guys got tons of money. So what hurts them? You take their money. That's what hurts them. They can't live without money, these guys.
Sometimes they let them keep the money, though.
Oh, they keep mostly all the money. If you cooperate, they let you keep all the money. So
it's insane, man.
All these guys, look, that's why they call them wise guys, because they're very wise. People don't get it. People don't understand. You know what? Even these wise guys, look, you know what? We could go back to Joe Valachi, one of the first guys that cooperated, the Genovese guy. Okay, these guys are smart guys. They're killers. They're thieves. They're they'll do anything in the street. They'll scheme on you, anything to win. Now, the thing is, then they take a pinch, and if they cooperate, then they're no good no more. People don't like them. But what I'm saying is that look what you're dealing with. You're dealing with snakes, rats, dogs. So if someone cooperates, you know what? Don't be surprised.
With your time in the neighborhood and all that, when you seen someone cooperate, how do the people in the streets treat their family after that person cooperates? Have you seen that? Like where they take it out on people's family?
Yes, I seen that. It's not that they take it out on their family, because in all honesty, their family has nothing to do with the decision that they make. But what they do is they will shun their family, as far as, don't talk to that person, or his, that person's so-and-so cousin or brother or father cooperated. So you know what? They'll label them a rat too. But in that life also, you had a lot of guys that were labeled a rat that were killed for no reason. I mean, let's look at this. Let's bring up John Panisi, for instance. Okay. This is a guy where he took an oath to be in the family. I don't know too much of his story. And I don't even know how long he is straightened out for. But all of a sudden, he decides to cooperate after he gets straightened out because he thinks or he knows that they're onto him and they're going to kill him. So he catches a delusion. He walks into the FBI building and decides to cooperate. Now, look, this isn't the first time we heard of this. This happened many times before, So,
but gave himself a case, basically. Put himself on parole, everything.
Gave himself a case, but you know what? Wasn't involved in no murders or nothing. Just knows about the infrastructure of the Lucchese crime family. Who's the boss? Who's the underboss? I mean, I don't think he knows of any murders,
I don't know.
But we'll soon see, whatever.
I would never walk into a building like that and cooperate. How was it in your case? Did they come to you?
Well, in my case what happened was, see, on my father's side, I have a cousin that is an agent, okay? I really never spoke with him. Okay, he's my first cousin, and I'm very close to the people on my mother's side. And all of a sudden, hold up 1 minute. Let me just take care of this guy over here.
Yeah, man, you got to get rid of them.
Yeah. So, yeah. 1 minute. Okay. So, okay. Where were we at? What were we talking about?
Cooperating when the time came, and how was it in your case? You said you had a family member that was involved with law enforcement.
My cousin Teddy was involved in law enforcement. Now, when I got pinched on this big case with Sparrow, Joe Benanti, Fabrizio, the Beth Avenue crew, now I know what I was in for. I was involved with the double homicide with Tommy Reynolds. I was the driver. I was a conspiracy to kill Vincent Bickelman, and also the woman who was killed by accident to Tommy Reynolds. I'm saying,
did you have people that were going to cooperate against you at that point?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. People were ready to cooperate. The kid Michael Yamini came forward already. He's at the scene with the woman. Joey Calco cooperated. I'm in a double homicide with him. But so what happens is they want to give me a plea. I'm looking at 50 years. Okay.
How long are you in prison before that happens?
I'm in prison on this case right here, maybe 3 months. I'm in prison on this. This is the second case. I'm out on parole, and now I'm back in MCC. I go into MCC. I see all the old timers, Sally Avellino, all the wise guys. I saw Ali Boy Persigo. He's on the same floor as me. I go to the same floor as Fabrizio. Fabrizio's on my floor, and I see him. I say hello, kiss him hello, stuff like that. He's friendly with 2 Albanian kids, and some kid Mikey Bloom is on my floor that I was in prison with before that. And I'm talking with Mikey Bloom and Sally Avellino, and Sally Avellino saying, "Jimmy, you're on this case?" I said, "Yeah, unfortunately." He said, "Wow." He said, "It's a bad case." But we had one of the biggest cases in the building when this happened. We had the biggest case in the building.
You were looking at life, right?
Oh, I was looking at 50 years on a plea. Just on a plea. If I went to trial, then it was lights out. I'm saying none of my friends went to trial. They all took pleas. Tommy Reynolds took 50 years. Fabrizio took 35 years. Actually, what happened was in the beginning, Tommy Reynolds and Fabrizio threw themselves upon the mercy of the court. And they gave Tommy Reynolds life first, and they gave Fabrizio 50 years. And then what happened was they put in an appeal because if I throw myself upon the mercy of the court, I'm asking for forgiveness. You can't give me life. Understand? If that's the case, I might as well go to trial. Then you could give me life.
Yeah.
So they put in 2 appeals. They went back to court. The judge gave Tommy Reynolds 50 years, and Fabrizio Di Francisci got 35. Now, the reason why Fabrizio Di Francisci got 35 years was because when Joey Calco killed the 19-year-old kid, Fabrizio and Tommy Reynolds was there. They were in the car, and it was a drug-related murder.
Where were you at that time?
I was in jail for that. I had nothing to do with that. I was in jail. And then that's when Joey Calco goes on the lam to Italy. And Tommy Reynolds catches a small bullshit state beef. And Fabrizio's out by himself. I come home and everything is unraveling in the street. You know, I actually go see Joe Benanti after I seen him with Sparrow and Matty Madonna when they released me. And I'm driving down Bath Avenue with my friend John Padone. And I see Joe Benanti on the corner. And I stop and I talk to Joe. And he's smoking a joint. I said, hey, Joe. I said, what's up? He said, hey, we started talking. And I said, Joe, I said, how you feeling? He said, what do you mean how I'm feeling? He said, what do you mean about you? So I go, yeah, Joe, how you feeling about me? And he says, Jimmy, he says, ever since you were kids, I was always rooting for you guys. And then he gets into Paulie G. He said, as for Paulie G, I'm sorry, unfortunately that had to happen. And then he just walks away. He walks away from me. I'm saying, I don't know if he thought I was going to clip him. I'm not sure. Or he caught a delusion, but this is how the neighborhood was. You didn't know who to trust. That's how that neighborhood was. That neighborhood was so vicious. It was insane.
Like you're at one spot and they're talking about these people and you're going over there and everyone's talking about each other, right?
Well, the thing is, it's you got 5 families in New York, and each person in the neighborhood belongs to a different family. I'm saying I'm with the Lucchese's. I was once with the Bonanos. Then you got other guys with the Gambinos. Everybody's with somebody, and everyone wants to outshine the next person. It's like on YouTube. Everybody wants to outshine the next person.
Of course. That's what life's about, right? Yeah. Outshining the next person.
Exactly. But what else you got going on?
Man, I got a lot of interviews coming up with a lot of different people. I can't really talk about them. But you'll be shocked when you see who they are. They're
well, that's cool.
Pretty high level guests, man.
Are they anyone I know?
Probably. Everyone in your chat probably knows them, man.
Well, you know what? That's what I need. I need a big name to come on my show. I don't know anybody. I gotta reach out to a few people, but
man, you could get some big names. It's not that hard. This dude, Salvo, whoever that is, I was never a street guy. Yeah, you're right. No one cares about my show, right?
Who's that? You?
Yeah, this dude.
Yeah, that's all right. But you know what? It has nothing to do with being a street guy. Now, in the street, okay, you have gangs, you have organized crime. Now, the gangs alone are very dangerous. These guys are fighting over turf, over a 3-block radius area. I'm saying they're fighting.
Would the wise guys work with street gangs?
These guys are fighting over colors. They're killing people over colors. If you got the wrong color on, they'll kill you, But organized crime associates with other organized crime, and gangs are organized too. Just the special thing about the Italian mob is that when they bring you in and they want to make you a part of the family, they have that ceremony. So that ceremony is very special. The boss comes in, he makes you feel special. Welcome to the family. And, if you ever betrayed this family, you burn the Satan in your hand, you should burn like the saint. So it's all a bunch of like brainwashing bullshit.
Yeah, you were like striving for that when you were younger, right?
Exactly. You're striving for that. That's what you want to do. So you want to be a part of them. and eventually, you want to get straightened out.
I strive to be a gang member. When I was in a gang, I loved it, man. That was like my life,
Well, you know what? That's exactly what the Bath Avenue crew was. We put together our own little crew, our own little gang of kids in our neighborhood that we grew up with. And then from a gang, you go into a family. It's the same thing with the Purple Gang in New York City, okay?
And the
Purple
Rampers.
Gang, and same thing with the Rampers. The
Mm-hmm.
Purple Gang was a bunch of young hoodlums, thugs, killers. Eventually, they did a lot of murders. Some of them were murdered. Some of them went to jail. And the 5 families, eventually, some of them got spread out to some of the families. Some of them went to the Genovese family. Some of them went to the Lucchese family. Some of them went to the Bonanno family, and they got spread out. That's how they got saved. Because eventually, you got to get the protection of a family, because the family is going to save you. It's the same thing when they killed, for example, Louis Tuzio, and the kid Jimmy Gallione was there, and Mario Gallo. They killed Louis Tuzio. Now, they're close with the Bonanos. They killed Gus Ferracci. Gus Ferracci was a Bonanno associate. Louis Tuzio was going to get straightened out with the Bonanos. He goes to get straightened out, they kill him. The kid Jimmy Gallione is around Louis Tuzio. The Lucchese family steps in and saves Jimmy Gallione. They bring him with him. They straighten him out, and this is what they do. This is how they save people in the street. They put you underneath their wing, and they put you with their family, because if a family wants to kill you, and if they think they could save you, then they'll save you, But there's a lot of politics into the mob, But let me thank this guy for sending me $5. John Stolberg, $5. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're very kind. Thanks.
They're still doing the same stuff, man.
Yeah.
As they were back then.
Look, they're still doing the same thing, but it's not like years ago. You have cameras and people cooperating on the down low, and they're not making the money they used to make. They had a lot. They had the garment district back then. They had the private sanitation. Every window that went into a building, they made money off of, whether it was $1, whether it was $10. Who knows?
You don't think they're still involved with some of that?
Some of it they're involved with, but mostly drugs. A lot of drugs are coming from Canada, from Italy, and that's where the money is, the drugs. I mean, look at this fentanyl problem. All these people overdosing with fentanyl. I'm saying, I don't even know what fentanyl is. Seriously, I know what cocaine is. I never even fucking heard of this fentanyl before in my life.
Fentanyl's crazy, man. Drugs are just crazy.
It's crazy.
I want no part of drugs.
And all these young kids, I mean, that are wasting their life to these drugs. And I had a lot of my friends die of drugs. My friend Georgie Adamo, my friend John Padone, my friend Richard Keening, a couple other kids. But it's a waste. Look, it's a waste of life. It really is, because if they didn't do drugs, they would still be here today. And it's a sad story. It really is. It's a sad story. The drugs could destroy you. Just imagine loving somebody and watching them succumb to drugs. It's the worst feeling ever.
I lost a lot of people. A lot of people, man.
I could imagine.
Every week, I see people dying every week. If I scroll through Facebook, I'll probably find some people right now, man. It's insane.
John Stolberg, $50. Wow, that's very nice of you. You really are a kind guy. Keep them coming, baby.
Yeah, make sure you guys check out my show, Chatting with Stacks. I'm gonna have a lot of new guests coming on, and there's a lot of interviews I already did, and I have a lot of stuff in the future. And
listen, hey guys, give Chatting with Stacks, give him a shot. Listen, me personally, I like Stacks. I really did, and I think he's a good guy. He's doing the right thing in life. The guy actually goes to church on Sunday. I call him. Sometimes he calls me on Sunday, and we speak for maybe 10 minutes, and he's going to church. But
every Sunday, man,
that's
I don't miss that.
All about. Look, it's all about changing your life and growing up. And fortunately for us, we have this platform where we could talk to each other, correspond with each other, tell stories, and talk about current events, what's going on in the world today. I mean, 30, 40 years ago, we didn't have this stuff. It was
Yeah,
basically
man.
you walk out your door, you sit on your stoop, you walk up the block, hang on the candy store. Now we could correspond over a laptop.
Throw rocks at cars and shit. I used
Yep,
to
it's
do all that
insane.
shit.
Yep, it really is.
But yeah,
But,
man, you have a great night, man. I'm gonna get ready for my show tonight. I'm gonna bring a surprise guest on tonight.
all right,
But
what time?
I don't know, probably maybe around 9, 10 o'clock.
9, 10 o'clock, chatting with Stacks. Check him out. He's a good guy. If you can, give him a follow. And he appreciates it.
Thank you, man. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you soon, man. Thanks,
All
Jimmy.
right, Stacks. I'll see you soon.
Later, man.
All right, bye. All right, guys. When I was chatting with Stacks, if you like, give him a follow. I think he's a cool guy. Now, I got a couple guys in the chat. If you guys want to chat, let me talk to this Alphonse. I spoke to him last week. Boston J, thank you. I see you doing your thing. TT, the Norwegian, thanks for coming on. You should bring Sammy the Bull on your podcast, Jimmy. I don't know. You got to talk to Sammy. I asked Sammy once before. I don't know if he wants to come on. He's welcome anytime. He knows that. But let me talk to this Alphonse, and then we'll talk about a couple other things. Alphonse, what's up?
Thank you for having me on, Mr. Calandra. How are you?
Alphonse, what are you doing over there? You look like you're in a smoked room. Are you smoking in that room?
No, that stuff is no good. It's the quality of the camera.
Okay. And where are you at again?
England.
England, okay. What's up, buddy? What can I do for you?
Thank you for having me on again. I appreciate it very much. I'm a really big fan. It's such an interesting story you have and all the people you know. And today I was doing some research about Georgie Goggles Conte. You know him very well, right?
I grew up with him. I grew up with him. He actually killed one of my childhood friends.
What is your opinion on Georgie Conte? Like, what type of a guy is he? Because he was a former captain in the Lucchese family.
What type of guy? Well, he's a type of guy where back in the day he was a serious character. He was a gas pipe guy, and he stood up. He did 22 years. Took a plea of 22 years for. I think he had 7 murders alone. Him and
Zappola.
Zappola. That was his captain, Joey Zappola. But back then they did a lot of work. Those guys. So he was a serious guy. That's what he was.
Do you have respect for Georgie Conte? Is that one of the guys you liked?
Well, do I have respect for him? In a way, I respect him, and in a way, I don't respect him. I don't respect him for the fact of he killed one of my childhood friends growing up, 19 years old. The thing is, you respect. You respect the fear of somebody. That's what people respect. They respect the fear. Or the kindness. If you're kind to somebody, you respect the kindness or the fear. But growing up as a man that I am today, I'm 52 years old. I have to say, I really don't respect none of these guys. I'm saying there's some of them that are good guys in that life, but I can't say I respect any of them. I'm saying because I'm a grown man, and if I had a son, I wouldn't want my son around these guys.
That's a very interesting viewpoint, Mr. Calandra. And could you please tell us about the first ever time you met George Zappola and what was your impression of him? Because now Zappola is actually a captain in New Jersey. He runs the Jersey faction of the Lucchese family.
Yeah. George Zappola, when I first met him, he's a very clever guy, very intelligent as far as the street. He's a mad hatter. He'll kill you in a minute. He's a manipulator. But that's about it. I actually, when I first came home, I have a couple letters from Georgie Zapola. He wrote me a couple letters. I could maybe probably find those letters. There's a lot of letters I threw away when I came home because I had boxes and boxes full of letters and I threw them away. But I was in touch with him for a little while, corresponding with him. I was in McKean with him for a little while. And when I was in McKean with him, uh, I got him and Georgie Conte both a job in the education department because I had some juice in the education department. So when they came in, they needed a job. So there was this big rug in the education department. It was maybe, I would say, 12 feet. So they would come in twice a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and they would plug in the vacuum. Georgie Conte would do half of the rug. He would hand the vacuum over to Georgie Zapola, and Georgie Zapola would vacuum the other half of the rug. So it was pretty comical, but that's what I did to them when they came to McKean. So I had a lot of juice in McKean in the education department. A lot of the people liked me over there, and I also got Joe Gambino a job over there too, changing the trash cans in the daytime.
And that's very interesting. That is, comparing George Zapola to Georgie Conte, who would you say was the better one and who was more intelligent out of the two?
Well, that I really don't know, but I could tell you this: they were both they aren't stupid guys, and they're both very dangerous. That's for sure, 100%.
Last week when we spoke, I remember I asked you a lot about the Brooklyn faction guys, but did I ask you about Patty Delarusso? Like, did you meet Patty Delarusso?
I have pictures with Patty DeLuso.
Oh yeah, I just remembered you were with him in
Yeah.
federal prison. That's right.
I started with Patty in MCC when he had cancer. He was taking treatments for cancer in MCC, and then from MCC he eventually met me in Lewisburg, and then from Lewisburg he went to McKean. So we both went from MCC to Lewisburg and McKean. So I was around a lot of wise guys when I was doing my time. So if anyone knows the truth about me, is all these wise guys. And you know, but a lot of these guys, in jail. Patty Del Russo, for one, he wasn't a bad guy. He really wasn't.
So when you spoke to Patty, was he a likable guy, good guy, would you say?
Yeah, Patty was a likable guy. He was a good guy. He wasn't as treacherous as a guy like Georgie Zapola or Georgie Conte. These guys are very treacherous.
And currently today, Delarusso is the underboss, but when you said like you were in the can with a lot of these wise guys, you see all the people that make up all these lies about you, they don't know the people like Michael DeSantis, Patty Delarusso, George Zapola you met with Gaspipe. The guys who make those lies about you, they never met those guys and they never will. You even have the pictures to even prove it and all these stories, and it's really fascinating. Really is. Those people who make lies up about you, I mean, what can they really say? You there with Frankie
Well,
Lastarino. That was another picture you had. I can't believe it with Frank Lastarino.
if,
These
if,
guys
if,
don't have
if
that.
if you notice too, when I was in Lewisburg Penitentiary, I also sold with Michael Purner. Michael Purner is an old time wise guy out of Jersey.
Yeah, he's the
Right?
Jersey
And
faction leader
when I was
out of
friendly with
Brooklyn.
him, I used to talk to his family on the phone in Lewisburg Penitentiary. And when he came in, I had the bottom bunk. And I said, no, Michael, take the bottom bunk. I'll take the top. And he said, no, Jimmy. He said, this is your cell. You've been here first. Stay on the bottom. I'll get on the top. And I insisted. I said, no, Michael, I want you to have the bottom bunk. I'll take the top. And he insisted. He said, no, Jimmy. He says, you stay on the bottom. I'll take the top. Don't worry about it. And, but Michael Purner was also a good guy. He was a wise guy out of Jersey. And I'm in a photo with him if you see it. But listen, a lot of these guys really treated me good. And, I can't say bad things about them because they were very respectful towards me. But the guys from the street that I know from the street, like someone who killed my friend or someone who killed young kids, I can't respect people like that. I really can't, because if a kid did something wrong back in the day, you know what? You could have broke his leg, you could have broke his finger, and you could have made him live. So listen, I didn't know who I was until maybe I was about 30 years old, 31 years old. I didn't want to throw my life away. When you're a young kid, you do a lot of stupid things, and then you find yourself in prison looking at life and you're saying, wow, what the fuck did I do to myself? Because of the decisions you made. Now you're in jail for the rest of your life. So, look, life is funny. And, that street stuff, it's a dangerous world. The people that are your friends are the people that are going to kill you.
When you did, that's very interesting. That is a nice viewpoint. But when you did time with Frank Lastarino, did you speak a lot with him? And what type of a guy was Frankie Lastarino? Because I have heard a lot about him, like a lot of, like he was a very vicious guy and all. But as a person, you know him. How was he as a person?
Well, Frankie Lastarino, are you a writer? What are you doing? You're a writer?
I mean, yeah, I do
What
a
are
lot of
you-
writing about mob-related stuff.
Okay, yeah. Frankie Lastarino in the street was a serious guy. In jail, Frankie Lastarino was a sweetheart. He really was. He was a sweetheart. And he was a class act. He was a tough guy. He used to love to play handball. And he's someone you could have a conversation with. You could talk to. These are guys you could actually talk to. Like if something's on your mind, you could actually talk to them. But I met a lot of good guys in prison. And
So,
they,
when you interacted with Mr. Lastarino, you were like friends with him, would you say? You got to know how he was as a person.
well, I was 24 years old with him in Lewisburg. I got to know him as a person. I got to sit down and eat with him. I walked the track with him. I played handball with him. And these guys, when you're doing prison time, everyone's just basically doing their own thing. You wake up in the morning and you set up a routine. Your routine will basically be you go to breakfast. After breakfast, you go to the laundry room, you drop off your clothes, you pick them up the next day, you go walk the track, you go lift some weights, you go play some handball, whatever your routine may be. You might take the sun or something, and then every tier in prison has a TV in it. So if you're in, for example, J Block had 3 tiers, and every tier had a TV in it. So you watch a little TV, you hang out, write a letter, whatever the case may be. But in prison, when you're doing prison time, you save a lot of things. Like, for example, if someone's leaving and they did a long time in prison, they usually leave you their cooler. Cooler is something you can put ice on. And if you know someone in the kitchen, you get some cold cuts, you get some meat, and you store it in your cooler to eat during the course of the day. You might make something at nighttime, but prison is it's a very funny place where you get into a routine, just like you get into a routine on the street, but you're trying to be productive because every day is like Groundhog Day. It's the same old thing.
And thank you for your honesty, Mr. Calandra, because I know you have a picture with Della Russo and Lastarino, and you could have just said, I was best friends with both of them. I spoke to them every day like certain other people would. But you're very honest and very truthful, and I appreciate that very much. It's very interesting. And what about as a person, Mr. DeSantis? How was he like as a person? Speaking with him, what type of a guy would you say Michael DeSantis was? I know you spoke well about him previously.
I got to tell you, he's a great guy. He really is a good guy. I have to say that because he was a good person to me.
Yes.
So I have to say that. So, he was a good guy.
As a bit of a different question here. Uh, how did these guys like? What would you talk to about with Michael DeSantis when you spoke to him? What were the conversations about really with you and him?
Nothing about mob. Nothing about mob stuff. Basically, maybe, what, at the time he missed his son. He's doing all that time. He would never be able to, catch up time with his son. He had a son that, So these guys, they missed a lot of time with their family because they all copped out. And that Lucchese crew, everyone took 22 years or 23 years, one of those numbers. It was a global plea, and everyone had to take the same number. But I never talked about any of these guys about crime or anything. It was basically, how's everybody at home, stuff like that. And if you're getting a visit, let me know. My girlfriend wants to come up. Maybe she could get in the car with your wife and they could drive up together. Things like that.
And when it comes down to the financial aspect of these guys, like Michael, here's some names: Michael DeSantis. You knew all of them as well. You're the real deal. Michael DeSantis, George Zapola, Georgie Conte, Patty Delarusso, those four in particular. What did you know about the money that they were earning? Did you know at the time how much money that they were handling, earning, and what they were doing out there on the street? I know that Zapola and Conte were in drugs, right?
I didn't know anything about the money that they're making. I know they were street guys. I know that they might have had some drug dealers in the street reporting to them, paying them weekly. But as far as their, street business, I didn't know what kind of businesses they had, but I knew who they were as far as respect. I knew their title as far as if they were a wise guy or a captain, and I knew I had to respect them because I had no choice because they were made members of a family,
Of
and in
course.
the neighborhood, you have to do that. You have to give these guys respect.
You said that Collision Course, was it Michael DeSantis Body Shop? That was the.
Concept.
Oh
That
yeah.
was concept collision.
Um, was you said Fat Pete Chiodo, a mob captain? He was the one who was shot 12 times, and then they tried to get his sister. They killed his uncle and
Yes,
threatened his
I remember
parents.
that. Yes,
Did you meet with Peter Chiodo, the fat
never.
guy?
I never ever met with Peter Chiodo. I saw him maybe once or twice at Mike DeSantis' shop. That was a long, long time ago, and but that was that was a very long time ago.
And for the viewers out there, Peter Chiodo was actually Mikey's captain originally, but that was a very long time ago.
Yes, that was a very
So,
long time ago.
in 1994, when gas pipe flipped, uh, when did you first hear about it? And what was the talk on the street? Like, how shocked were the people? Because I was very surprised to hear that a guy like gas pipe would cooperate.
Well, you know what? It's funny because you don't think that these guys would flip, but I remember I might have been in Otisville when he flipped, and when he flipped, someone made a joke. They said, "Not only is the water bad in New York, but the gas is bad too." So they
Oh,
made a joke. I'm saying they
yeah.
made a joke out of it, you know. And but when he flipped, you know what? Listen, all these guys, at the end of the day, they're human, and there's a lot of guys that you would think that would never flip, but listen, they're not a machine. At the end of the day, some people want to save their lives. So don't be surprised. Look, like Manny Madonna told me, when I was with him in the street, he said, everyone is a potential rat, meaning you can't trust nobody. So those are the words I live by. Everyone is a potential rat. So you can't, people play the game good where, oh no, I'm a tough guy. I'm not, you know what? At the end of the day, when you got your back against the wall and you're looking at life in prison, you know what? Anyone could be broken. It depends how you want to spend the rest of your life and who you have out there as a support system, your family. If you just want to waste your life and go to jail for the rest of your life and never see your kids again, then you know what? You're a tough guy. I give you credit. Go do what you gotta do. But everyone is different.
That's an interesting way of looking at it because I believe, people like Gaspap, I just thought, he would never flip. And I believe, Michael DeSantis, if he was to get pinched tomorrow, I don't think he would be one to have a flip. But did you ever meet a guy named Richard Pagliarulo? They called him the two.
Of course.
He
Richard
did a hit
Torres.
with. Yeah, he did an actual hit
Of course,
with Michael DeSantis.
he's from Bay Parkway and 65th. He had a club over there. Richie Pagliarulo was a short guy. He didn't want to take a plea. He went to trial. What happened was I was with him in Oldsville. He was a class act. Richie Pagliarulo and Mikey DeSantis really didn't like each other.
Oh, really?
Okay. They were both captains. They didn't like each other. And Richie Pagliarulo wanted to go to trial. He had a beautiful girlfriend in the street waiting for him, and he thought he was going to win trial and go home. He ends up going to trial, and he blows it, and he gets life in jail, and he dies within 18 months later. And all these other guys took pleas, and they're all home now. They took 22 years, and they're all home now. But listen, I'm going to give you one more question, Alphonse, then I got to go.
Thank you very much. One more question. Oh, that's a tough one. I'm trying to think. You said I know could think of a better one, but you said Pagliarulo and DeSantis didn't like each other. Do you know why that is?
I don't know why. It might have been I don't know, something. Don't know why, but they didn't get along with each other. When I was with them in Oldsville, they didn't get along with each other. They didn't like each other. They respected each other because they were both wise guys, but they didn't get along with each other.
They actually did a hit in 1988 in December. DeSantis and Pagliarulo both went on a hit with each other. They both had the guns and everything, I thought they would like each other. But Mr. Calandra, thank you for having me on again. I appreciate that very much. I'm a big fan. I really like your videos, and I would hope you continue on with YouTube. It's very nice to see you.
Thanks, Alphonse. You take care, man. And I'll see you
Thank
soon.
you. Thank you very much. I hope so. Thank you.
You got it, buddy. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to drop a link. I want to give a couple shout outs. So Barry Holiday, Boston J, what's up, buddy? Alphonse the phony. I don't think he's a phony. I just think he's from England, and he's, inquisitive of how the mob is. He's probably writing some kind of book or something. Who knows? New York City 24-hour handyman. What's up, buddy? You want to come on? Well, look, I'm going to drop a link. If you guys want to come on, let me see who this guy is. Yo. I don't hear you, buddy.
Can you hear me?
What's up? Chris Gonzalez.
Hey, how you doing?
How's everything?
Good, good. Nice to meet you. Big fan.
Nice to meet you. What's up, pal?
Not much, man. I just had a couple questions for you.
Yeah, where you from?
I'm from Colorado.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've done a lot of reading on the mob. I've actually had a question for you. Did you attend Frankie DeChico's son's wedding in 1985?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay.
I didn't attend his wedding, no. I was not close with his son. His son was actually a baseball coach, little league coach, and one of his sons passed away of cancer. But no, I did not attend that wedding in 1985. No. I was at 1985, I was actually 16 years old.
Okay. All right. I was just wondering. And then did you ever see Sammy on the street before you met him?
Absolutely. Yes. Sammy's from my neighborhood. I saw Sammy a couple times. Like I said, back in the day, I was around Georgie DeChico, and every Tuesday night, Sammy had a Tuesday night hangout in Tally's bar, and all the Gambino guys would be there, and all the old timers would be there. And I would walk in with the DeChicos, and Sammy would be there, and a lot of wise guys. And I was just a young kid at this time, and I just knew my place. I would just say hello to guys, stuff like that. But I would just sit down, watch, keep my mouth shut, and just play the part,
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, Sammy's from my neighbor. I did see him before. I was in his company a couple of times. He was Sammy the Bull at the time, so he was a totally different guy. You can't just approach him and stuff like that. he was dealing with all these big guys, you know. And I was just a young teenager, just looking to come up and make a name for myself at that time.
Interesting. And then when you go back to the neighborhood now, do you have any problems? Are there still guys on the street? How does that work?
Well, the neighborhood is it. Look, I don't hang out in the neighborhood. You know, if I go to a neighborhood, I'm basically passing through. The neighborhood's not what it used to be. And there's a lot of guys that are gone. You know, I mean, that's what's bad about the Italian community. The Italian community don't rebuild their neighborhood. You know, if they rebuild their neighborhood, look at the Jewish community, how they rebuild their neighborhood. They come in and they create a church, they create housing for them, and they build a big community in their area, right? And they expand. The Italians don't do that. The Italians, what we do is we move out of the neighborhood to better neighborhoods instead of rebuilding our community to make our community better. That's what the Italian people should do, but they don't.
Okay, makes sense. I don't know. I'm nervous. I wasn't expecting you to pick me.
No, it's cool.
Let's.
Don't be nervous, bro. Don't be nervous. I'm a person just like you.
Right. Any Pauly G stories that you could tell that you haven't told already?
I got a couple Pauly G stories. You know, Pauly G was growing up. I had a lot of fun with Pauly G. I used to remember hanging out with him in his Cadillac, driving around. We would be drinking champagne or smoking a joint and just having fun, you know. But I have a lot of good memories of Pauly G. Pauly G was a really good friend. He really was. I have to say that. And that's why I miss him and I love him so much, because he wasn't the type of guy to kill his own friend, you know. And the guys who killed him, he saved those guys a couple times. You know, he stuck his neck out for them. And in the end, because of that lifestyle, they end up killing him. You know, it's a fucking crazy, it's a crazy world, the street, you know. That's why I say the streets ain't never gonna love you back.
No, never. And do you have a release date for your book?
I don't have a release date, but it's a good question because, you know, I do want to get this book out there. It's going to be a 3-volume book. So I'm working on 3 volumes. You know, 1 volume is going to basically be growing up as I was a kid and the mischief I got into with my friends and how we formed the Bath Avenue crew. Then we'll get into the middle with all the wild and crazy stuff. And the ending will basically be a lot of sadness of, you know, who passed away and doing some prison time and where I am today.
Okay, nice. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And hopefully I can get that out there soon. You know, it's something I got to edit it. I got to put some things together, but I really do want to get out there bad. You know, I've been talking about it for a long time. I'm like a perfectionist. I want it done right. And when you read it, there's certain things when you read, I want you to, you know, cry because it's really a sad story about me and my friends, how we all really destroyed our lives. You know, nothing good came out of this, whether someone's doing prison time, whether someone was murdered or someone cooperated. Nothing good came out of this life that I lived. You know, I mean, I never got to go to a wedding, my friends' weddings or their christenings or, you know, children's baptisms. We never got to do things like that. So it's a sad story, you know. So anyone, that's why I look at these people in the old neighborhood or anyone who glorifies this mob stuff and, you know, people fucking up their lives. You know, give people a second chance and look at yourself too, you know, because people like to point fingers at other people where, you know, that person's no good or he cooperated with the government. Listen, everyone has a different story. You know, I judge people by the context of their character. If you're a decent human being, you're a decent human being. If you're a garbage can, you're a garbage can. You know, you can't hide what you are, you know?
Right. Let me see if I can think of anything else. Any new interviews coming up?
I reached out to a couple people, a couple A-list celebrities. You know, I'm hoping I could get someone on board. I'll tell you the truth. I would love to interview Mickey Rourke. You know, I'm trying to get him on here. If I could get him on here, I would love that. I would love to interview a guy by the name of Chuck Zito. You know, these are guys that I would love to interview. These are tough guys, actors. They're street guys. You know, they have a little of something in their story. And hopefully that will happen. We'll see.
Okay. Would you ever interview your ex, or is that off limits?
What do you mean, my ex?
The one, Lori, that you talk about?
Oh yeah, Lori. Well, you know what? That's funny. You mentioned Lori. See, Lori was my childhood sweetheart. You know, we started dating at the age of 14 years old. So, and we were together for 18 years. But Lori, you know what? I wish Lori the best in life. It's something that you mentioned her name. No, I probably would never interview her unless she wanted to be interviewed. She's married with children, and I wish her the best in life. But you know, looking back on the memories, things happen in life. You know, I fucked up my life, and I'm just trying to put it back together. You know, but right now I'm at a better place.
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you, you should tell Sammy to drop the prices on his stuff, man. I was looking at it online. It's outrageous.
Sammy stuff.
Yeah.
What is it exactly that you were looking at? Because right now you're telling him, you know, he might be watching this. What does he have to drop?
Hey, the fingerprint. It would be cool if he dropped the prices on that.
On the photos with his fingerprints and like the
Yeah.
bullets inside the frame.
Yeah.
What is he asking for them?
It's like $700, I believe.
Yeah, I have one. What happened
What's up?
was, yeah, I have one. What happened was, you know, Sammy's a really good guy. I talk about Sammy because you know what, it's a good conversation to have. And when I went to go visit him, what happened was, he said, Jimmy, he said, listen, he said, you know what, pay for your ticket. He said, when you get here, I'll reimburse you. So, you know, he took me to his studio. He has a team with him. They're really good. They're all good people. And I saw all his merchandise, you know, and as I walk in his studio, I see all his merchandise and I say, you know what, instead of this guy reimbursing me, I'm just going to pick a few things out, you know? So I start picking out a couple of things. I pick out a Sparks Steakhouse menu. I picked out Al Capone photo, and I picked out another photo. It came to a little more than $750, you know. So I pick it up. I said, Sam, you know, could you sign all this stuff? And he looks and he says, what are you doing? You shaking me down? But he says that as a joke, you know.
Right.
But yeah. So what I do is then I grabbed all that, and then from there I went to the post office and I sent it home. This way I didn't have to take it with me on the plane. But I was lucky to grab that stuff, you know. But he really has a lot of good stuff. So, you know, if you can, look, if you can, hey, send him a message and maybe he'll lower the price for you a little. I mean, he's good like that, you know?
Okay. All right. And as far, I know you spoke about it a little bit, you know, in Colorado here, we're pro marijuana. Do you still smoke?
Every so often.
Nice.
Every so often.
Nice. You have to come out to Colorado.
Yeah, but you just got that crazy, that stuff. You start touching your heart. You start playing the guitar.
Right. Yeah.
But listen, hey, it was nice talking to you.
Yeah, nice talk to you, Jimmy.
And I don't know, keep on watching the show, man.
Oh, definitely.
All right, peace out. Tell you when I said hi.
All right, man. All right, have a good one.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Well, let me give a couple of shout outs to Brooklyn Bounce. That's what I do every time I go on vacation. I always ship it home instead. Okay. Let me see this guy. Okay. Brooklyn Day, who do you think is running the Colombo family, Joe? The Colombo family, I'm not sure. But I would say Sally Fusco is definitely a big shot in that family. I'm just looking at the comments. Okay. All right. So listen, I'm going to throw another link down. Okay, guys. So this way some other guys could come in and chat. All right. I actually found a better way to do this now to make it easier. So it's pretty cool. Check it out. So the link is up there if you want. Hit the link, come in. Let's chop it up. Let's see what you got to say. Yo, mama. Jimmy, you can tell you got a good heart and you got a great story. God bless you and your family. Yo, mama, God bless you and your family too. Thank you. I appreciate it. I sent the link up there. If you want, grab the link. We could chop it up. It's sold, not sell. Brooklyn 17, it's sold. You must be a teacher. I get this a lot. You guys like to correct me. Andrew White, think it's really cool you are taking calls from your subscribers. Much respect. All right, let me see who this guy is. Bleak Futures. What's up, buddy? Bleak Futures. Are you there?
How you doing, Jimmy?
How's everything? I got disconnected. We have 384 people in the chat room. JT, let me see who this guy is. JT, what's up?
Oh, what's up, Jim?
How's everything?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. You know, I just hit the stream. I didn't think you were gonna hit me up so quick. I thought you had other people, but that's all good, man. You know, ain't really got too much to say. Just want to say what's up, man. I'm glad you're doing the right thing, man. You know,
Well,
you know,
thank you. I appreciate it. Look, it's hard doing the right thing, right?
yeah,
It really is.
yeah.
It's hard doing the right thing, regardless of anything. I'm always gonna get people pointing fingers at me, no matter how good I do. You know, and the thing is, at the end of the day, I'm a human being. So you know what? Sometimes I want to bust out and I want to, go at somebody because people always want to remind me of my past, of the things I did. They always want to pick the bad things you did. They never want to remind you of the good things you did.
I know, bro. Only thing is, you're kind of putting yourself out there doing this, and I wouldn't want to see anything, not, wish anything upon you or anything, with whatever's going on, with things, that's been said, with people on the street,
Yeah.
just want to see good things for you, bro, and just, words is words. I know you love your children, they're beautiful, and I know you're doing anything for them, but, I just want good things for you, man. You know what I mean? I want good things for you. I got a past. Everybody got a past. You know what I mean? Some more than others, but just want good things for you, man. You seem, I don't know you from from a can of paper. You seem like a good guy, man.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And look, you know what? I want to do right things too. The thing is, sometimes in life, in all honesty, you got to give people the business. Some people in life, they got passes in life and they did a lot of bad and they got some secrets hidden, and they want to point fingers and say things about everyone else. But then when their name comes up, right away, you know what, why are you talking about that person? Because that person's doing something bad. You know, if I got to shine light on it, you know, that person's doing something bad. Okay. And the thing is, you know, throughout the course of my life, you know, my friend John Poli was 19 years old. He was murdered. Okay. He just turned 19. Okay.
Yeah.
Georgie Adamo was murdered. Paulie Galino was murdered. Michael DeRosa was murdered. Chestnut was murdered. You know, and then again, who overdosed? And the thing is, regardless of anything, you know what? These things affected me. They affected me because they bothered me. And so I just look back and I say, you know what? Why didn't this guy ever get picked up? Like, is something up with him? I'm saying because if you look back, Gregory Scarpa Sr. was informant for over 30 years until people found out. You know, and then you had some other guys that were informants for other years until people found out. So I say to myself, so you know what? I did 6 years in jail. I kept my mouth shut. I came home. I get picked up 11 months later. I cooperated. And the thing is, you know what? So I'm the only bad guy. I'm saying pointing fingers at Jimmy. No, I'm the only bad guy. And the thing is, I'm not the bad guy. Out of everyone in my crew, anyone in the street could tell you I was actually the better guy out of all my friends. That's why all my friends used to love to hang out with me, because I'm the guy that would laugh and make fun and have a good time, you know? But, you know, where I am today, being a father and watching my kids grow, I just want to do the right thing in life. You know, I don't want to give anyone no heartache or nothing. But the thing is, you know, listen, if you come at me, I'm going to come at you. Okay? It's plain and simple. I'm a man just like you're a man.
Yeah. I hear that. Everybody has their way of doing it. You know, and I guess you putting yourself out there. You're becoming like a public figure now. You know, just I don't know. Are you doing the right thing? Are you doing the wrong thing? Who knows? I'm the one to judge. You know what I mean?
But listen, I understand.
You know,
I understand what you're saying 100%, and I appreciate you bringing it to my attention by what you're telling me to do, Jimmy. Just be careful. You know what? I think you're a nice guy. I know what you're saying to me. You know, I know exactly what you're saying, and I appreciate
exactly, bro. You know what I mean? You know, like even you know, one of my friends, like, you know, who follows you, you know, and says, "Wow, you know, these people, whatever, you know, just a little talk, fucking bullshit on the street." You know what I mean? And you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you like I said, you're putting yourself out there. Why shine a bigger light? But it's just the way you are. You are who you are, and you know, the way you deal with it is the way you deal with it. You know, but I don't know. You know, just as long as you know yourself, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing for your children. You're waking up. You're strapping on the boots every day. You know, you got nothing to prove to anybody, man. You know, you got a nice little thing going on here. You know, you chit chat with the guys. You know what I mean? Who likes you, who don't like you, fuck them. You know, it is what it is.
exactly.
But you know, that was just on my mind, just thinking about it, man. You know.
But I appreciate you coming on, and you know what, bringing it to my attention, because I mean, not only do I know, because you know what, every day you walk out the door, you got to watch yourself, right? We don't know what's going to happen today. The other day, I'm going over the Verrazano Bridge. I'm coming from Jersey. I'm going over the Verrazano Bridge, and it might be 8, 9 o'clock at night. There's a shootout on the Verrazano. 2 guys are shooting at each other. Then all of a sudden, a cop pulls out a gun, and he puts a couple into one of the guys.
It was right on Cropsey Avenue. Oh, it started on the Verrazano?
Started on the Verrazano. Okay.
Wow, and it ended in Cropsey Avenue. I know the fucking
Cropsey Avenue.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I mean, you don't know what to expect. You know,
yeah.
Especially the way the world is today. Come on, the world's going crazy.
Nah, it's fucked up. Listen, real quick, my friend, right? His family got a floor scraping business. He's in East New York. He's got to sit in the truck while the men are working in the truck. Some fucking young kid right on fucking William Street and Livonia is throwing shots up the block. He hits somebody. He sees my fucking friend in the van. This kid's sitting in the fucking van. He threw 4 shots into the van. And this happened Monday. Thank God my friend is okay. You know, it's fucked up. These kids, you know, these kids got no worries now. You know, before when anti-crime was out there, they would think, you know, maybe if I bring my thing out, I might get pulled over. Now there's, you know, they're running fucking crazy, man.
Well, now you have,
know.
with this new mayor, he's going to be putting a lot of plainclothes cops back on the street. You know, I was reading about that, but it just goes to show you that these young kids carrying around guns, for example, you know what? You carry around a gun, eventually you're going to use it, and you're going to find yourself in a prison cell, okay, wasting your life away, and you're going to look back and say, you know what the fuck did I do to myself? Because you carry that gun, you shoot somebody, you killed them, you know what? Now you got a murder charge. That's 25 years in the state, and you know what? Your life is over. You're done.
Yeah. This kid, he was right. He was like parked in the van. The kid was on the sidewalk. Thank God the kid wasn't a good shot. He sent me the pictures of 4 fucking bullets, 2 in the windshield and 1 on the fucking door. And he was sitting right in the driver's side. I'm like, oh my God. You know, I work in some of these fucked up neighborhoods now too, you know?
Yeah, you could get in trouble very easily. Something could escalate very easily today. For example, the other day I was driving a truck down 9th Avenue, and on 50th Street, they were blocking. They started putting down the cones. Okay, I was right there where I'm going towards the Lincoln Tunnel. And these 2 guys, they look like they're 2 thugs. They put down the cones right in front of my truck. And I go through the cones because I'm going towards Lincoln Tunnel. I'm driving a big truck. Why make me make the turn? You know, so all of a sudden, one guy jumps in front of the truck, and another guy goes to the side of the driver's side and starts telling me, yo, why you disrespecting us, man? Yo, why you think you're going to try to go through? You know, I said, yo, you just disrespected me. You see me with this big truck. You want to put cones in front of my truck. I'm saying, but right there, something could have escalated. And you know what? There could have been a problem. You know, I get out of that truck. Listen, I could get murdered. I could murder somebody. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. I'm saying you go to defend yourself. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. You know, that's why you got to use your head. You got to just try to avoid shit.
Exactly. You got to just think, you know what I mean? We're older now. We're in our 50s. You know, we've been through, you know, bro. But it's right because I drive a truck. I do construction in the street too. You know what I mean? A lot of guys that I work with, you know, I had incidences, you know, we're doing work. We blocked down the block. This fucking guy, he wanted to come through. And this is the height of the pandemic. And this guy in the park put his 2 cents into what we were doing. So, these guys are trying to work. The fucking guy went back into his car, put his mask on, and fucking chased after the guy in the park. That's why I tell these guys, these young guys, they think they're fucking, they own the streets. You got to realize, man, you got to work with people. People, you know, these are people's neighbors. They go to work. They got shit to do. You know, we're not, just because we're doing work, okay, but it's common sense. Common sense is what you got to use, you know?
Absolutely.
You know, bro, sometimes common sense ain't too common, you know?
No, but you're absolutely right. And thank you for giving me a heads up. I'm saying because
yeah, bro, please, man. You know what I mean? Your children are good. Just, you know, there's ways to deal with it. Those fucking skanky broads that been fucking banged since we're kids, whatever it is. You know what I mean? I don't know what transpired. I have ideas, you know what I mean? I know the fucking guy who you're talking about too. You know what I mean? It ain't fucking worth it, bro. You know what I mean?
You know what it comes out to? But it comes out to, you know what? Keep your mouth shut. Don't make comments on my page about certain things. You know,
but let me ask you. I'm sorry to cut you off, cuz. Do you think it's them? Yeah, because I know you're not the most computer literate. Could someone be using a fake name? You know what I mean? There's a lot of fucking. You know, you got to watch that too. You know, I know you're not a dummy, bro, but you know, there's fucking people that use different names I see, and you know, people get confused, but you know.
Yeah, but it's some neighborhood people, you know, but it's fine. You know, listen, I put it behind me in all honesty, but you know, sometimes I gotta let people know, you know, listen, I mean, you know, I'm a nice guy, I really am. You know what? Don't push my buttons.
Don't take my kindness for a weakness. Exactly.
You know what? I'm not looking to bother nobody. There's a lot more I could say than you know, but you know what I do?
Sure.
I keep my mouth shut of certain people because you know what? I don't want to bring the attention onto them. You know, they're legitimate people, but the thing is, they're assholes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
instead of being a kind person, you know, there's the people from the old neighborhood. They have this mentality of they think they could just barge into your life. I don't know if you know that. I mean, am I right? They think they could just barge into your life. Like they're allowed to barge into your life. Anyone who knows me from 30, 40 years ago, in all honesty, I'm not the same person. I'm not the same person from 10 years ago. You know, I have grown, I have matured, and I think differently. And I have different people in my circle and in my life now, you know? So, you know, that's the thing. It's all about you fall down, you get back up, and you try to make your life better, you know?
That's it. Yeah. I definitely hear that, man. But you know, it's nice talking to you, man. I'm gonna watching the football game, just flipping around, you know.
Yeah, who's winning the game?
Right now, Green Bay and Seattle. Green Bay's it's 3-0 Seattle. For the second quarter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the heads up. Thanks for coming in. And
hell yeah, Jim.
Yo,
you know,
stay safe, man.
Yes, you too, brother. All right, Jim.
I appreciate it.
All right, be good, brother.
All right.
Later.
Okay. Now, I want to give everyone an opportunity to come in here. You know, I got a couple people. Let me see this John Stolberg. He sent me a couple of dollars. John Stolberg. John. Are you there, John? John, are you there? John. Hello. Big Lou, I see you. I see you. Give me a couple of minutes, all right? I'm going to get to you. Let me see Mike Quinn. Mike Quinn. Mike Quinn, what's up? What's up, bro? You hear me? Okay, let me try this guy. Angelo.
Jimmy, what's going on?
How are you? How's everything?
We talked last time about the Pat. I showed you the Pat Varielli picture, remember?
Oh, okay. How's everything?
Doing good. But I was laughing because I pulled up your thing about Big Frank, and I couldn't believe you were talking about my Big Frank.
Yeah, Porco.
Oh, he was always at my house, Jimmy, and my uncle. I don't know if you remember my uncle Joe Holiday, but they were like partners. And Westy, the fireman, the other fireman.
Yeah, Big Frank was a good guy.
Great guy. Let me tell you a quick Big Frank story. My uncle on my mother's side was into him for some money, and his partner said, "You got to go get Sonny." So he goes. Big Frank goes over there, right? And he said, "Sonny, I don't want to hurt you. I know you're 40 years." He says, "You see this?" I said, "What's that?" He said, "It's a blackjack. You got to smack yourself in the head with it."
Yeah.
My uncle hit himself in the head with it right before my cousin's wedding, and he showed up with a big lump and scar on his head. And Big Frank let him off the hook. He paid him off, and that was it. Like the story you told, almost identical.
You know it is because Big Frank, he wasn't a street guy. He wasn't a bad guy. He was a good guy.
No, I came from fireman stock.
Yep, exactly. He came from good people.
Yeah, good people. And even as a kid, I always remember his large stature and walking into my uncle's house at Christmas and hanging out with my father on Avenue. But unbelievable. He was a sweetheart.
Yeah.
And his partner was Westy, and Big Angie's brother. They were all together.
Wow.
How's everything with you?
Everything is good. Everything is good. Thank God, everything is good. And just mingling with you guys, see how everything is with everybody. You know, my subs, just chopping up with you guys, see how everybody's doing. I like to do this every so often. I like to interact with you and see
Yeah,
what's going on.
your stories are getting great. The more you do, the better they're becoming.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And keep them rolling, man. That's got to be a script. Somebody's got to write a screenplay.
Well, you know what? That's the thing too. Listen, Hollywood is their own crime family, and I wish someone would contact me and get involved and put something together. But it's all about getting on board with the right people, because the wrong people, they'll tear it up and they'll destroy the whole story.
Well, you know what I could suggest, though, as far as getting a screenplay done, that way you have something to present. You should go to NYU, the school, and see if you could pull some students to help you write the screenplay, at least get a draft. That way you have something to present with a lawyer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do it for free, those kids, until until something happens.
Yeah, I gotta look into that. Definitely.
Yeah, I know you got a busy life, so it's rough to do all this stuff. But hey, man, look, I just wanted to chime in for a minute. Hey, stay healthy, Jimmy.
Angelo, thanks for coming in.
You got it.
Thanks, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, this guy's not in. All right, Big Lou. Big Lou, what's up?
What's up, Jimmy?
How you been?
I've been all right. You?
How is California?
Oh man, it's real foggy right now. Let me see if I can.
Oh, I lost you. Well, anyway, to you people out there. Okay, I got this Mike Quinn again. Let me see if he could get in here. Mike Quinn.
Hey, Jim.
What's up, Mike?
How you doing, buddy? I'm technical difficulty. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
right.
it might be a headphone.
So let's go over you.
How about now? How's everything?
All right. I don't know if you could hear me.
I do. I hear you.
It's good, man. Good. So I just wanted a couple things, man. I know you got a lot. So one of the things I liked the other day that you had, man, is I guess you posted it yesterday, the day before, is when you got out of the car and you talked about something that had like a shooting or whatever like that. Those kind of scenes, dude, right there, are gonna build a lot more interest. And I know there's a lot of people love the stories, but I thought that was pretty awesome. The other thing I really liked a lot, and I know the other people like a lot, your subs, is the little short you posted about a month ago. It's like kind of like a prelude to a movie. That the way that was done, just kind of the theatrics of it was pretty damn impressive too.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you, I would love to get into creating a film or a TV series. That's you have to have certain people behind you for that, and hopefully that could happen someday. Because in all honesty, I mean, we need a good mob film out there. Something true. We need a good true story about maybe a TV series, a mob film, because what they did with the Saints of Newark, as far as the Sopranos, they chopped this up and they destroyed it. They really did. I mean, these directors need to really come together, whether it's Francis Ford Coppola or whether it's Scorsese or Chase. These guys got to start creating something really like magic in a bottle, because the people want something really good.
So I think it's a little bit easier than you think, and a few years ago, I guess it was about 7 or 8 years ago, when Netflix, their model was, sending the CDs out there, and then they started streaming, and then they got smart after they were starting to lose a lot of subscribers when they upped the prices, right? Is what they started to do was create their own content, and it's not bullshit content. It's really good. If you ever watch like Narcos and all that, you could tell they're putting a lot of money and effort into that. But you do it on a smaller scale, where you do a web series, where you just start off with 5 episodes, 10 episodes, and you have a season. Like what you were talking about, having a novel or your life story in 3 volumes. You could do that with just a series, man, and you get the interest, you get more people watching it, and then eventually what the exit strategy is for where you can personally make a lot more money is when you get picked up by a studio and they just buy the rights to it. And then just like Dave Portnoy, the guy does all the pizza reviews, he's not even Italian, and he's like the king of pizza, and he just sold his company. He has creative control, but you could keep creative control, but he still does everything. And he just has stock in the like the parent company. So that's those. You talk to a lawyer about that.
Yeah, that's some good stuff right there. You froze up. Yeah, you froze up. What's up, Lou?
Man, sorry about that, man. I went to turn the phone to show what the weather looked like, and I dismissed myself.
That's all right.
How are you? Can you see how it looks? It's all gloomy.
Yeah.
It's been real foggy over here. I'm in a farmland, so I'm in the valley, Northern California. You can call it the Central Valley. Some people call it the Sacramento Valley, the San Joaquin Valley. They got different names. Yeah, it's real gloomy over here right now. It's like it reminds me of football weather when you wake up, as a kid, and you wake up and you guys go out there and play football out in the street. It reminds me of that right now.
Yeah.
But how you been? How you been doing?
I'm good.
That's right. Yeah.
I got that information from you. I got those numbers. You know what I mean? I'll end up giving those guys a call maybe tomorrow or something when I have some free time.
Okay.
But I appreciate it.
I seen two of them. I seen two of them yesterday. I seen the author, the minister author, and I seen Rojo yesterday. We were talking all together in person. So he came from Texas. Yeah, and the other guy, the older guy, the minister, lives in the same town I live in. But I don't know. This what was his name? Alphonse that you brought on earlier. Yeah, he's a real polite guy, man. Real soft spoken. I like how you said about the people that want to call you and question, but you literally know these guys. Got pictures with these guys. Real high-ranking members that are really about the business. Like you said, all those Lucchese guys all had to take a global plea and all take 21 years or whatever it was, 22 years. DeSantis and all those guys. These guys are real hitters. You know what I mean? Real capable guys. There's no reason that you need to lie about anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, even Matty Madonna. Matty Madonna was a great guy. He really was. When I was out there with him, I looked up to him as a father figure, and he put me in the right direction. But all these guys that I did time with or I hung out with on the street, look, some of them are good guys, some of them are creeps. It's just the way the life is.
Right. And that Lastarino, Frank Lastarino, he got shelved, right? If I'm correct, right?
Frankie Lastarino is in his 80s now. He's probably maybe retired. If the family needs maybe some guidance or something, they probably will go to him.
Well,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because
Panisi said that he had met with him one time, and then that somebody got on him. I think he said he met with him before he was made, and then they got on him real tough about doing that. I guess from what he said was that Lastarino was accused by Amuso of being involved in a plot to kill his brother, Bobby Amuso. And so that didn't sit well with Vic, and Vic shelved him for it. But what I was going to say was, but now that you mentioned that he's that old in his 80s and he's been not involved all these years, I doubt somebody had said if Amuso dies, what do you think happens with Lastarino? Or what do you think happens? And then Panisi said that he believes that Lastarino will be brought back in the administrative level. But I don't know. I don't see him doing that at this age and him not being involved. Why even take a chance? Be like another Andy Mush Russo on his way to the pin at 90 years old.
Yeah, he's an old timer. He don't want no problems. I mean, he's definitely true to this life. He is definitely one of these guys where he's in this life forever. But I don't see him. He don't want anything to do with this. I mean, a lot of guys, their eyes are wide open and they know that this is a dead end. This life today, look, if you have money, it's a good life. You go open up a restaurant, you could be, invite people to your restaurant, make some money. But this is no good life no more. That life, listen, the life is over. It really is.
Yeah, I think always since sometime probably in the mid 70s on up, or maybe a little later, there's no good outcomes. Like Mike Francis always says, lives get tore up. If like you said too, Michael DeSantis said, he misses his son and he missed 20-something years of his life. These guys are still human. They still have feelings. They got hearts. They still have people they love. So, even though they don't walk away and flip and tell whatever, they still have things that bother them. And you think sometimes these guys didn't wish they can turn back the clock and do things differently. You're mistaken. You know what I mean? These guys are still people. You seen Gas Pipe where he was like, well, I didn't know the family, so I didn't care when they were asking him questions. But then he started crying when he brought up his daughter or his family. So that's just an example right there. These guys, you can't show that type of stuff around people because then they're going to think you're weak and you got to go, right? But they're still humans. You know what I mean? They're still humans, and they're able to put those blinders on and and turn that switch on and off when it needs be. You know what I mean? Some guys, just like you said, this is what they believe. They're gonna go down forever at Cosa Nostra and Omerta, and they'll never speak on things, and they'll never even admit that they remember. Like even Sonny Francis. I guess Patrick Bet David was saying, he was asking about this guy and that guy. Oh, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. And then as soon as he asked him something, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. So it just, there's true believers that will fall and go down, and that's what they're gonna do. Let me ask you something. Gene Gotti, was he somewhat of a hothead?
No, Gene Gotti. This is the thing with Gene Gotti. I have a picture somewhere that Gene gave me. It said to Jimmy C. Gene Gotti. It's not that he was a hothead. See, Gene Gotti's problem was that he thought he was better than everybody else. There's some guys in this organized crime life where they think that their family, meaning the Gambino family, is better than the Bonanno family or is better than the Genovese family. So, what happened was, as you know, the Lucchese's and the Genovese guys got together and started killing off all of John Gotti's guys. So when you're in jail, Gene Gotti's a Gambino guy. He's surrounded by all these Lucchese guys. He don't like them, but out of respect, you got to show respect. If a guy has a button, you got to respect them. So that's what's so important about having a button. It's built on respect. This life is built on respect. If you can't respect somebody, then eventually, you don't belong in this life.
Right,
so,
right.
Gene Gotti thought that because he was a Gambino captain and he was doing 30 years, doing 50-year bid, he had to do 30. He thought that his time that he was doing was better than anyone else's time that they were doing. So there was a couple confrontations as far as words and maybe a sit down between the Lucchese's and the Gambino, and Gene. But that's what was Gene's problem. Gene thought that he was better than all these other guys. He thought the Gambino crime family was the best, better than the Genovese, better than the Lucchese, better than the Bonanno, and better than the Colombo. And when you have guys like that, that's not respecting other guys.
Right.
Some
Then,
of and nobody in jail, I'm going to be honest with you, nobody in jail liked the Gottis, because you have all these organized crime guys in other families, and they don't like the Gottis. It's just a known fact. It's the truth. Nobody likes the Gottis. You know what? John Gotti died in jail, okay, like a man. I'll say that. He died like a man, but at the end of the day, you know what? When he was leading the Gambino crime family, he wasn't a good leader. That's it. Right. It's a known fact. Right. He was not a good leader. I'm not talking bad about him, but he was not a good leader. You want to see a good leader? Look at the Chin. The Chin was a good leader. Vincent the Chin was a good leader.
I think Messina was a good leader too until he,
Messina was a good leader.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys led the family and they stayed underneath the radar. It's about staying underground,
Correct.
not revealing who you are, not calling meetings and sending, I want every captain here, I want every wise guy in the
Right.
family.
Putting everybody on blast, yeah.
And now what you're doing is everybody's coming to the social club and you got the feds that are taking pictures of everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you know what? He
All right.
wasn't a good leader.
Yeah. All right, Jim. I gotta go. I got a guy who just came from Fresno, about 2 hours from where I live, to buy some rims that I got, and he's already here. So I'm gonna keep in touch. I appreciate you bringing me on again, and let's keep this going.
I'll get in touch with those guys this week and we'll chit
Yeah.
chat.
And then one little thing I want to say to everybody out there that's a Jimmy Calandra hater, fuck you.
That's it. Thank you, baby.
All right, boss.
Stay safe, man.
All right, boss man. All right, likewise. Thanks.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, that was Big Lou. Pazzo, you want to come on? I'm going to drop another link, okay? Now, I found a way how to drop this link. It's a lot easier for me now, so I don't have to do it the way I was doing it last week, and it's pretty cool. So, yeah, it's really simple. It's more simple now. Live and let live. You want to come on? So I just dropped the link. If any of you guys want to come on, go to the link. Any of you guys out there, you want to come on? Johnny Ayla, you out there? You want to come on? Come on, John. Johnny Ayla, you out there? You want to come on? Come on, John. What's up, buddy? Mike Allen.
Hey, not much.
Mike,
Not much. Yeah, I got a good one for you.
All right, go ahead.
My friend of mine. Let me get this YouTube.
You gotta show your TV off.
My friend of mine. There we go.
You gotta show your TV.
Okay, a friend of mine was telling me that his we all know him, Vince. He worked for the family back in New York, and all he did was run bookmaking and prostitution. Everybody in Sacramento and West Sacramento knew Vince. Nicest guy in the world. You enter his restaurant, you're part of the family. But the funny part is, I went over to his house, delivering flowers to his house, and there's two guys sitting there by the bar. He looked at these beautiful roses, and all of a sudden, these two guys looked at each other and goes, "Oh crap, I gotta order some flowers." I go, "Yeah, you're gonna get whacked with some flowers by your wives."
Yeah, that's a funny one.
But Vince, though, he's that way, though. He treated you, sure, we all knew he was a gangster, the guy with the mob, but no one ever bothered him. Bring that up. He's arguing his mother was alive. His mother was only about 4 foot nothing, a little short Italian lady. She'd grab me by the cheek. "Hey, what's wrong with you? You didn't eat not enough pasta. Let's think of some poor Italian kid." I'm going, "Oh, God, I got Mrs. Mother upset." I go, Mom, Grandma. I give her a big kiss on the side of her cheeks, so her cheeks just turned shade of red. That made her day. Says, "Oh, good, now you're one of my boyfriends." But yeah, we used to have Jimmy the Weasel lived down in Clarksburg for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He used to come by the house. My aunt goes, "Oh, there goes Jimmy. He's going to his house." Well, my aunt had two guys in her garage looking for Jimmy the Weasel. And the funny part was, "What do you think you guys doing? Looking for Jimmy." "Jimmy who?" "Jimmy the Weasel." "I'm not going to say. I don't know. Who are you talking about?" Okay, you know where he lives? No. He says, okay, ma'am, thank you. They got in the car and disappeared. Everybody in that river knew where he lives.
But Mike Allen, where were you located? Where were you?
Sacramento?
Sacramento. Okay, California. Nice.
Yeah, where's Big Lou from?
Big Lou's from San Fran.
San Fran? Oh, okay. I thought he was down here towards me up in the valley.
Yeah, I think he's San Fran.
Huh.
Well, you guys
But, you know,
got nice weather out there.
not, are you kidding? It's foggy. It's cold. I'm cold. Jesus. And people who do not like this gentleman here, double fuck you. That's my impression to you. But you know, Jim, you put on a hell of a good show.
Thank
You
you.
know,
I
that's
appreciate
the main thing.
Thank you.
Take care, my friend.
Thank you. Thanks for coming in. Thank you. All right. Let me see who else I have over here. Let me see. Operation Lur. Operation Lur. Are you available? Do you want to talk?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Jimmy? Just I
How's
can't believe I got on the show.
How are you? How's everything? Where you from?
Me, I'm in Queens, New York, believe it or not. Borderline Brooklyn.
What part?
Ozone Park City Line.
Okay, nice. What do you do for a living?
Me, I'm in law school, and on the side, that's all I do for now. So I'm just studying. I'm in my second year.
Okay, cool, nice. What's
Yo,
up? You got a question?
Yo, Jimmy, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I just got HBO special, and I was watching the whole incident that happened over there in Bensonhurst back in '89, and I just wanted to hear your experiences growing up back then. What was that atmosphere like? Did you know some of the people involved in that issue, or how did that go about? You know?
All right, what are we talking about?
The Use of Hawkins Incident back in 1989,
The
Bensonhurst.
Use of Hawkins Incident in 1989. 1989, I was going on 20 years old in November. So I was 19 probably when that happened. I do know a little of it. It had nothing to do with Bath Avenue. Use of Hawkins, what happened was he was actually, that was somewhere on 20th Avenue, I think in the high 70s or the low 70s streets. I'm not sure. But this was a kid, I think he came to look at a car. I don't know the whole story. And this kid, Joey Farmer, and one of his friends, I know, chased him, and they end up killing him. I don't know the story, but that was a little outside my neighborhood. I mean, Bensonhurst is,
Got you.
Pretty big.
Got
I mean,
you.
that
See,
big was big, but it wasn't on Bath Avenue when that happened. And I had nothing to do with those kids. I don't know them. I didn't know Joe Farmer. I think he's still away, actually, Joe Farmer. I don't know, but that was a long time ago. That's over 30 years ago.
Interesting. Yeah, I was just watching some clips on, and they have like footage from Bensonhurst back in the late '80s, completely different place. So, I was just curious about that. Tuning in. You're doing a great job. I love listening to your channel. Disregarding the drama, I just love listening to stories. Bullshit aside, keep doing what you're doing. But I gotta go. Thank you for having me on. Yeah,
you got it, buddy. I appreciate you coming on. Have a good one, pal. Okay. Well, guys, anyone else want to come on? Let me get rid of this guy. Okay, we get rid of him. We should all be studying law. Absolutely. Anyone else looking to come on? Well, getting back to guys who cooperate. I mentioned Joe Valachi. Joe Valachi was one of the first guys to come forward who was a made guy and give all his secrets to the government. Now, if you look back from Joe Valachi forward to the current time that we are in today, how many made guys that took an oath came forward and gave up their secrets? Let me know. If you can count them all, okay, and put them on a piece of paper and writing down, the next time I'm on here, we'll talk about that and I'll send you a package. How about that? Let me see Pazzo.
How you doing, Jimmy?
Pazzo, what's up, baby?
Not much, buddy. How are you?
Good. How's everything?
I'm doing okay. I used my phone to get on here, right? And
Yeah.
I had to log in through Facebook and change my screen name to Pazzo, but I had to log in through Facebook. It wouldn't let me go through YouTube. I don't know why.
Yeah, sometimes it's difficult. If you have a laptop, it might be a little easier, but through the phone, sometimes you'll catch it, sometimes you won't.
Excuse my appearance. I look like a goddamn hobo. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
How's it going? How's everything going? How's the kids? Everybody good?
Everybody's good, thank God. How about you at your home?
Everybody's doing good. We just got through eating dinner. My son Anthony's upstairs with one of his buddies. They're hanging out. I think they're on the I don't know. I think they're on the computer doing something, and I don't know, just kind of hanging out. I knew you said you were going to have a live show on tonight, so here I am. Anyways,
yeah.
I know the last time I was here, someone grabbed. I don't know how they did it, but thanks for helping me out with that, fixing up my wrench and and being blocked. I don't know how that happened.
You know what it is? Sometimes the moderators, what they do is they try to block one person, and the chat link moves, and they might have blocked you instead.
I feel like I'm on a delay, Jimmy. If I look up, I'm looking at my phone right now, but if I look at my computer, right, I'm saying something, but it's not matching up with what's coming out of my mouth. So I don't know what's going on, man. It's some kind of a delay. So I'm paying attention to my phone now. I'm not even looking at the computer. So
yeah, but
it's my first time doing it, so it's a little weird.
Yeah, that's all right. Listen, you know what?
God.
I never knew anything about none of this stuff. I'm just starting to learn more and more. You know, I'm actually just starting to learn how to put photos on my laptop, and then you could make thumbnails with them. So it takes a.
No, you're doing a good job. It takes a little bit to figure it out. If this is what you're doing all by yourself, my God.
Exactly, it takes a little time to figure out.
Yeah, and again, please excuse my appearance because I look like a hobo. Sorry, everybody. But,
yeah, that's all right. Don't worry about it. How you feeling?
I'm doing all right. I feel okay.
Good.
I'm just a little bit tired. I kind of feel like I look, but I'm doing all right, I guess. I can always be doing better, but not too bad.
Yeah.
But other than that, how's everything going? I've been listening to some of these other idiots that are. I think everybody's kind of quiet now for a change. It's nice instead of having everybody shooting off their mouth and all this other crap.
I tell you, you know what? I tell you the truth. I really don't listen to it. I try not to listen to it because it's a lot of lies, a lot of jealousy.
Yeah, not even that. Even it's like this asshole, this asshole Tony Pizza. I gotta tell you, this guy's a piece of shit. Excuse me, everybody, but he is. Though I don't care. I know I probably shouldn't say that, but what all this crap that comes out of his mouth? I don't know where he gets all this shit from, and he gets away with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Very disrespectful. Very disrespectful, Jimmy.
Well, you know what it is. Years ago, when you said something out of your mouth, you had to put up your hands.
Oh yeah, you get slapped in the mouth in 2 seconds, bro.
And you have to, you roll around the floor. It's either you catch a beating, you give a beating. Not today, anyone can say anything they like. And you know what? They don't have no facts to even bring up. I mean, these people are saying that they have a story. What's their story? What is behind them? What is their past? we know nothing about these people.
Exactly.
What they
Exactly.
do is they come on, they put up a fake photo of themselves. You don't know who they are, and people are following them. I mean, listen, we're living in a fucking sick world, you know.
Yeah. You know, you listen to this guy, right, Jimmy? This other guy here, this MRE guy. You know, if you listen to this guy, and he's like, "Well, I don't have to show my face, and why do I have to do that?" And you know, this asshole. You know why? You know why, asshole? Because everybody else does. That's why. You should show your fucking face if you're gonna shoot off your mouth like that. I'm sorry, you know, but that guy's a scumbag. These people are so disrespectful.
Exactly.
You know, I want to jump in my car and go find these, hunt these people down.
But,
That's
the funny thing is, if you look at the people who follow him and who are in his chat,
yeah, they're
okay,
they're nothing.
Look at those people, okay? I mean, I won't mention no names, but those are the people that are following him and in his chat. Those people are just like him.
Yes.
So just remember that those people are just like him.
Birds of a feather, right?
Exactly. Birds of a feather flock together.
You got it, brother. That's exactly what it is, you know.
Well, you're absolutely right. If you're gonna say something, at least show your face and stand on everything you say.
Exactly. Have the balls to stand up, you know.
But the thing is, sooner or later, you know, that person's gonna be revealed. It's gonna come out sooner or later.
Somewhere down the line, it's gotta.
Someone's gonna find out who these characters are, you know, what their names are, what they look like. It's just, I mean, you can't hide in today's society.
You got it, brother.
I mean, you have computers, you have telephones. It's insane. You have cameras. You know,
everywhere you turn, everywhere you turn,
find out who you are, where you live. You know, who your friends are. You know, what kind of history, what kind of past you have behind you.
Yeah. Pretty soon, Jimmy, they're gonna put it when everybody's born. They're gonna put some kind of a chip in you. Watch what happens somewhere down the line. I'm not saying maybe not right now, but I believe that's gonna happen. I really do. And you're gonna be able to do everything through this chip. All your banking, everything. You know, no license is gonna be there. I don't know how they're gonna scan for it, but I truly believe that, so they can keep track of you. That's why I really do believe it. Little by little, we're losing our freedom, I think, you know, and it's unfortunate.
Well, you know what? This is a good conversation right now about our constitutional rights.
You got it.
So let's talk about this kid, the Rittenhouse.
Okay, go ahead, Jimmy. You know, I haven't been really following it, but go ahead. Excuse me, I'm gonna light a cigarette if you don't mind.
But we'll give it a couple minutes on here. This kid, okay, he has a firearm on him, you know, as we know, with all these protesters, you know, that chased him. One guy was going to beat him up with a skateboard, and he had, I don't know, some kind of machine gun on him, and he took a couple shots. He killed 2 people. Unfortunately, those 2 people died, but one of those people that died was a child molester. I'm saying so.
Okay.
There's so much stuff coming out in this trial with this kid. I mean, he had a firearm on him, and all he did was he protected himself. So it's like, if I come chasing after you with a baseball bat and you have a gun on you and you drop me, that's self-defense.
You betcha. You bet it is.
No,
100%.
It's self-defense. No matter whose feelings you're going to hurt, this is the constitutional right of you to carry a firearm. That's the Second Amendment. You know,
Jimmy, what was that? What was that? Was that? Excuse me for a second. Was that that riot that we're talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about this young kid, this 17-year-old kid that you know, he was trying to protect a piece of property, and he had some kind of AR-15 on him, and they chased him. They went to go beat him down, and he got off a couple shots, and he killed 2 people by pulling the trigger. Unfortunately, 2 people had to die. You know, I'm not, you know, but you know,
he's protecting himself though, right? There's a mob of people chasing him.
He's protecting himself, but as you know, if me and you had a fist fight, people take sides. Some people are going to take your side. Some people are going to take my side.
Okay.
And this kid has a good judge. He's a Democrat, but he believes in the Constitution, you know, and that's the thing. We are losing our Constitution.
Absolutely. Little by little, Jimmy, I believe it's being chiseled away here and there. And, you know, it's being lost in all this shit, all this crap that's going on. It's being lost somewhere. And you know, before you know it, you know, you're gonna turn around. It's gonna be a lot of it. It's gonna be gone. It's gonna be. They're gonna be turning
Well,
us into
that's,
something
no,
that is changing our country. Is what it is.
that's what I feel very sorry for. I feel bad for my kids because, you know,
Yes.
we grew up. When we grew up, I remember putting my hand on my chest and singing the national anthem. Okay.
Right.
And there was always prayer. They said a prayer too. Okay. So what they did was they took out the national anthem, they took out the prayer, and what they did was they put these other things in the classroom and they indoctrinate our children.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
are,
You know,
these are
it's
the
a
things,
pledge of
in all
allegiance.
honesty, I'm totally against all that stuff.
I am too. I agree with you 100%, bro. You know, the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, the way we said it when we were kids, that is the correct way to say it. And
Yeah.
that's what we were brought up to believe in. You know, Jimmy, what's really weird about this country now? The kids in school, right? They don't even learn American history anymore. They don't teach it in the classroom. All right. So if you ask some kids something about George Washington or Valley Forge or all the stuff that we might have learned as kids, if you ask these kids, young kids today, they don't know nothing about American history. Nothing.
It's the truth.
Nothing. They know World War II. I mean, they know World War II, but I mean, we were taught all kinds of stuff. You know, we were taught battles. We were taught,
You know that?
just about everything about it. And then you know what? These kids don't know nothing about it at all. They don't know anything about American history.
Do you know that in the schools they don't even write in script anymore? Like you
They
say,
don't even get cursor, right? They
yeah,
don't even do that.
cursor no more. So I was doing cursor in front of my daughter maybe 2 weeks ago, and she was saying, "Daddy, what's that?" I said,
Yeah.
They don't teach you this in school, so they stopped.
No, they don't.
All these Americanized things that we grew up with, they took away.
That's what I'm saying. What do they do now? They printer that they just print, or they use the computer, but they don't teach cursor. I can't believe that. And I don't know if you noticed. It's just this is the new math. I don't know if have you seen the new math? I don't know. Not all schools have it, but I think a lot of the schools have it now. I think Obama was the one who brought it in, and I don't know if it came from Europe or wherever it came. But the way they teach math now, they don't even teach long division. They just teach the math is so different, and it's so much harder to do.
I do math with my daughter. Okay, they got the math going frontwards, backwards,
yeah,
upside down. I'm like, wait, I'm like, what the hell is this?
What is
this?
Shit?
And then I show and then I show her my way. I'm like, you know what? Do it like this. This is so much easier. But they have to do it their way.
Exactly. I think, and I've even brought that up to her. She goes, and the teacher has said to me, "This is the way we were told that we have to teach it. This is the way they have to teach it. It's not that they want to. It's just that I guess it's the new rules, and I guess this is the way they have to teach the math. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means.
Toby Cons, give me a couple minutes, okay? I see you over there. I got you, okay?
Go ahead, Jimmy. If you gotta get somebody in here, it's okay,
bro. But look, Pazzo, it was nice talking to you.
Same to you, brother.
Okay, and stay in touch, stay safe.
Sounds good, and we will talk to you soon. Okay.
And get a little razor.
No, I know. I know. I told you I look like a homo. I know it's terrible. Next time I come out, I'll look a lot better.
Don't worry about it. Look, you look fine, bro.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
See you soon. Thanks, pal.
Bye-bye. All right, buddy. Bye.
Bye.
Jimmy,
how's everything?
Hey, man. Good, man. Hey, I tell you, you got a fan all the way down in New Zealand, bro.
Nice. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I've been watching your show for a while, and yeah, I love what you're doing. I love your story. You know how you've come out of it on the other side, and yeah, you know you're doing it. It's good. Hey, man, I got one question, and you know I don't know if you might have been a little bit young at the time, but you may not have been. What did you know of Jimmy Burke when you were kicking around in the 80s? Did you bump into him as a kid? Did you know of him? Did you have you got any stories about him you can tell us?
I don't have no stories of Jimmy Burke. I'm not gonna tell fairy tales and tell you.
Yeah.
I used to go to Jimmy Burke's house and hang out. Jimmy Burke is actually from a different area where I grew up. I'm from Brooklyn. Jimmy Burke is basically maybe a Queens guy,
Right.
but no, Jimmy Burke is not from my area. But I heard a lot of good stories of Jimmy Burke. That he was a stand-up guy, and he did a lot of time. But I never personally met Jimmy Burke. No.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I mean, I've been fascinated with the mob for years, and I read a lot, watch movies, and it seemed that this Jimmy Burke was even though he was Irish American, he was considered, on the same level as Italian American captains. Like he was that
Absolutely.
sort of guy.
And you have a lot of guys like that have the respect that a wise guy has. Meaning,
Yeah.
you got this other guy, McIntosh. He was Carmine Persico's main guy. That's
Apples.
another Irish guy.
Yeah.
The same thing with Joe Watts.
Yep.
Joe the German Watts. So you got a couple guys that they carry rank. They're not straightened out, but they got the same respect as a wise guy.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, it's just fascinating that you guys in America have this thing. Here in New Zealand, we have nothing like it, man. We have gangs, and they sort of control the drug industry, but it's not organized. It's not as organized as what you guys got over there. And I just find the whole story fascinating, that it come from Sicily, from an oppressed people that decided, we need to arm up ourselves, and the government's not going to help us. And then when you guys immigrated to America, it sort of, still happened over there.
Well, that's the reason how it started too. From immigrating to America and through the Depression and deprivation of not having, they created this, entity of crime families, and they put this together, and it's still going on.
Yeah, it's amazing. But would you agree that they're certainly today's mafia and families are not as strong as they once were, perhaps in the late 70s, 80s, which was, you probably consider that the golden era, right?
Absolutely. Look, they're not as strong as they once were. You got to remember something. Look at a guy like Jimmy Hoffa. Okay, we're going to bring Jimmy Hoffa in here because this is a prime example of the power the Italian people had at one time. Okay, Jimmy Hoffa had a red phone to the trucking company. Okay, he makes one phone call, he shuts down everything in the United States. Nothing moves. Nothing gets to where it has to go. That's how much power the Italian people had at one time.
Yeah.
They don't have that power no more.
And you've got cell phones that can be bugged. There's just so much surveillance now. DNA testing. I mean, you can't get away with murder like you could in there. Yeah.
Right here, these cell phones. Look, this is they monitor you everywhere you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
online activity, everything. There's no way of being off the grid, really. I mean, so how these guys conduct business these days, I just don't understand. I mean, no wonder they're weaker now. I mean, it's just be tough to.
I'll tell you the truth. You know what? To even be in the mob today, you got to be out of your mind. Okay, to want to be associated with an organization like that today, first of all, you can't trust anybody. Sonny Money, I see you over there. I'm going to put you on, okay? Sonny Money, I'm going to put you on, all right? Hold on. But you can't even trust anybody today in this organization. So, why would anyone want to be involved in the mafia? As you know, your own friends kill you.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you have to trust somebody, and that somebody you trust might be the wrong person. There's a lot of jealousy in the mob. Look, the mob is all about money. You want to make money. If you're not making money, then you know what? You're not doing what you're supposed to do. It's all about money.
You're not useful to them anymore.
How do you make fun? And how do you make money? You got to make people fear you. And that's how you get respect. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. You got some good guys in the mob, but you know what? You got a lot of creeps too.
Man, it's better to be your own gang, you know, one man gang, you
Oh,
know.
absolutely.
And the way the world's going now, you know, the governments are getting more tyrannical than they ever were. I mean, I don't know about your country, but my country, we've got a government that's trying to get into people's lives more, control them more. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing the rise of more organized sort of groups to combat some of these government things, man. It's just crazy what these governments are doing around the world.
Oh, absolutely. Look who the mafia is today. The mafia is the government.
Yeah, exactly,
No?
man. These people just, you know, they're brazen in what they do these days, and you know, they use COVID as an excuse. But man, some of the laws that are getting pushed through, you got to think, man, am I living in 2021 or am I back in 1950s Soviet Union? This is crazy. What's happening?
It's a crazy world. I mean, look, I was born 1969, so you know, I seen a little compared to an 80, 90-year-old scene.
Yeah.
You know, but the world has changed since I was a kid. The world has changed.
Man, I remember as a kid, you know, you'd go to the next door neighbor to borrow a cup of milk or a cup of sugar. That doesn't happen anymore, man. Like, people don't do that.
And it's something you say that because I remember growing up. I grew up in a 6-family apartment building, and if you needed milk, sugar, anything, an egg, you knock on your neighbor's door and say,
Yeah.
you know what, you know, do you have an extra couple eggs or some milk, some sugar? People don't do that no more because you don't even know who your neighbor is today.
Exactly, man. People keep to themselves. It's a sad state, you know, that it's got to that we're not as close as we used to be, and people are less trusting. And man, I just hope the world sort of kicks itself in the ass at some point and says, you know what we're doing is crazy. Let's just go back to the old-fashioned, you know, principles. You know, old-fashioned principles of, you know, doing hard work, which, you know, put in effort, you get reward. None of this, give me a handout, I'm victimized, you know, I'm a victim. It's bollocks, man. It's absolute bollocks. You know, like we got to go back to the old-fashioned principles of life. You know, you put in work, you get results.
That's the thing. You're right. Absolutely. You know.
Hey, man, it's good talking to you, Jimmy. Thank you for putting me on, bro. I tell you, you got a fan in New Zealand. There's probably more people like me down here at the bottom of the world liking you too, man.
Well, listen, hey, I send my love to New Zealand. I love you guys, and you know what? Thank you for tuning in, and tell everyone I said hi.
Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate it, man.
I appreciate it.
Catch you. Bye.
Right. All right, guys. I'm going to send Sonny Money in. Okay, let's see what Sonny Money has to say. We don't know if he's going to be nice. We don't know if he's going to be, you know, the Sonny Money that I know him as. I really don't know this guy, so let's see what Sonny Money has to say. Sonny Money, what's up?
Jimmy.
How's everything?
How's everything? How's everything with you, bro?
Good.
Yeah, I seen you did a video the other day about your buddy, or I don't know if it was today, about your buddy Paulie G doing something over in Brooklyn. But you mentioned somebody after that is you says something happened, and why would you do that?
Who's that?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't watch further enough into your video. I just know you came out about a guy.
Okay.
Okay. And you start talking about his bids and you put him out there like that. What do you call that?
Okay. I call that.
No. You know what that is. That's called being a rat.
I call that what I want to call that. Sonny Money, look, listen to me. You're a jerk off.
I'm listening to you.
See you later, jerk off. And that was Sonny Money. So, as usual, a jerk off came on again because these guys want to continue to be who they are. That's who they are. Creeps, lowlives, and parasites. Let me see what this guy's got to say. What's up, Vlad?
What a surprise. What's up, Jimmy?
How's everything?
Everything is great, my friend. How are you?
Good.
Tell me, what's going on in the mafia today's day and age?
I don't know what's going on. I'll tell you the truth. I guess they're just trying to stay alive.
Because all these has-beens have been on YouTube forever, you know, like the Sammy and Sonny and not Sonny, but what's his name? Francis, Michael. It's all
Michael.
past. It's all past stories. Anything new going on? Like what's going on today?
Well, you know what? Michael Francesi and Sammy are pretty successful with this YouTube. You know, they tell good stories. As far as you know, what's going on with the mob today, I think they're just trying to stay alive, you know, unless someone comes forward and they could tell their story. You know, I just tell my story of my past and things like that.
So you can't really speak about what's current.
No, I don't know. I would just say that they're probably struggling to stay alive. You know, I mean, they're probably making new members and trying to keep it alive. But look, every generation of our family members gets watered down, right? I could go from my great grandmother to my grandmother to my mother to my sister to my niece. You know what I mean? Every generation gets watered down. You know, the females don't cook the way my great grandmother cooked or my grandmother cooked, right? So my mother used to cook every Sunday. My sister don't cook every Sunday. So what I'm saying is that the generations get watered down.
Yeah, the world's changed for sure. What do you know about John A. Light? I hear a lot about him. I don't know if he's for real or if he's full of it.
Listen, you know, that's a touchy subject, John A. Light.
Sure.
I was friendly with this kid at one time, and I say it the way it is. Now, he created and stirred a lot of lies. Okay, he said a lot of lies. This is what he does. He has people lie for him and say bad things, and he makes people do the dirty work. Like this kid Sonny Money that was just on for a couple minutes.
Yeah,
he's
funny.
He's funny, but he's a clown,
Yeah.
and he makes kids like that look up to him. You know, he's not a person to look up to. You know, and you don't glorify signing baseball bats. And I shot this one, I shot that one.
Right.
You know what? If you're a tough guy, eventually it just comes out. You're a gentleman, and you're tough when you have to be tough. You know, you don't have to say I did this or I did that. You know what I mean? People are gonna know who you are or what you did. You know, when you try to defame people and you want to talk bad about them, obviously you're trying to destroy their character.
Right.
And that's what he was doing to me, you know. And when you come back, you quiet these people down, you know. But he's not what he says he is. That's for sure, 100%. He's not what he says he is.
I appreciate that. But what a life, though, eh?
Well, the thing is, you know what? The best thing about life is, you know, falling down, getting back up, and fixing your life, and realizing, you know what?
No, I mean, being in life. That's a crazy life. That's like, you're getting fast nowhere.
Oh, it's actually a terrible life. You know, because it starts out where you think it's a good life. You know, you're coming up with your friends, and you think your friends are your friends for life. And then by the time you know it, now you're into some gangster shit.
Right.
And now you're committing murders and crimes with your friends. But you know what? Eventually, your friends want to elevate. And the older guys want you to be loyal to them. They don't want you to be loyal to your friend.
Right.
So they get an idea and they go like this, you know what? Look, Paulie's got to go. Get rid of Paulie. They tap you on the back and they say, listen, and you know what? We're going to straighten you out. And this is what they do with that button thing. They use it as a form to, you know, make you loyal to them because they have the power to make you. And once you get that button,
of course,
you know, you have a badge. You could do anything you like.
And I don't know which boss it was, but one of his sons was on a documentary not long ago, and what he said was, God, I can protect me from my friends. I can handle my enemies.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
I can't remember. It was one of the boss's sons. I can't remember which boss.
Yep. Well, you know, look, in that life, you have to trust somebody. And most likely at the end of your life, you're going to trust the wrong person, you know?
So you're out of the life now, eh?
Oh, 100%. I'm definitely out of that life.
Good. And what are you doing with your days, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, what I do is I go to work. I'm in the union. I take care of my kids.
Nice.
I do some writing,
Nice.
and I just try to make my time pass by. Try to do productive stuff.
You seem like a good, honest man, Jimmy. Keep up the good work, pal.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And where you from?
I'm from Toronto. Is it snowing in New York?
No, it's not. It's actually today. It's actually beautiful out today. It's a
Really?
beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in New York. It's a little brisk, a little chilly, but the sun's shining and it's nice. But Toronto, you know what? I've never been to Toronto. I'd love to come there someday.
You should come. Anytime you come, I'd be happy to meet with you. We could go out, have a few drinks, and we can chat, have dinner, whatever.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you having me on, Jimmy.
It's nice talking to you.
God bless, my brother.
God bless. Bye-bye. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this get-together. There was a lot to talk about. And I'll give a couple of shout-outs. Tim Red, the mob in Canada is still wild. Ain't no friends except really just people. This guy, let's see who this Salmo Salah. This guy Sonny Money is absolute joke. Carmine Minio. What's up, Jimmy? What's up, Carmine? Yup. Jimmy, won't you interview A-Light? Thank you, Jimmy, in chat. Excellent show. Well, guys, I'm going to call it a night. We had 400 people in here today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully, we could do this again next Sunday. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to throw a link in there, and let's see if we can get someone else in here quick, and then I'm going to go. Okay? So let's see. I found an easy way how to put the link into the chat room, so that's pretty cool. So if you want to come on, hit the link and let's chop it up. I got 10 more minutes and then I'm going to go. So far, I'm on here 2.5 hours. Anyone out there? Anyone want to come forward? Anyone want to talk? What I'm having for dinner, I'm having actually pasta, meatballs, and sauce. Anthony Santoro, hello from Florida. Anyone out there? Who's out there? Joe O. Let's see, he's got to say. Joey O.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
I'm doing good.
What's up, buddy? Where you calling from?
Los Angeles, California.
Oh, nice.
Sorry for the link. My tablet got kind of frozen and I had to restart everything again.
Okay, that's cool. What's up? Anything you want to say?
Do you know about the Rizzuto crime family in Montreal?
I heard about the Rizzuto crime family in Montreal. They were very powerful. They were underneath the Bonanno crime family. And I don't know much about them, but I know they were very powerful.
Actually, they weakened because when Vito Rizzuto and all those guys kind of died out, the Hells Angels kind of took their place.
Yeah, well, eventually, as time goes by, you know what? It all dies out. You know, you're not going to get the caliber of people that once was in the mob, you know, as far as, you know, smart people and earners. You know, people think that the mob today, you know, you just have killers. You know, it ain't about just having killers. You know, it ain't about that no more. The mob is just, all they want to do is make money and survive.
They're kind of like a corporation now.
Yes, money is power.
Did you ever meet Joe Messino, the guy who later became a snitch?
Joe Messino, I did meet. I was in federal prison with him. As I was coming in, he was going out.
He was he hired do you know a guy by the name of Vito Rizzuto?
Vito Rizzuto, I don't. Not that I recall, no.
When Messino killed those 3 mob captains, I think like in the early 80s, he hired the Canadian guys to do that hit for him, but sooner or later, you know, Sonny Red's body was discovered in that vacant lot.
Yes. And Frankie Lino was in the room when they killed the 3 captains.
Did you ever meet any of those captains, or that was way before your time?
I was a kid at that time, so those guys might have been in and out of the social club. But there's a picture with Joe Benanti with all 3 of those captains. But Joe Benanti was a guy that I associated with. He was a wise guy in the Bonanno crime family. But no, I didn't know those guys. Those guys were at that time. Those guys were big shots. I was just a young kid.
Because I don't know. It's just that's actually the murder that made Joe Messino turn into an informant. Those murders. Did you know Sal Vitale?
Sal Vitale, yes.
What type of person he was in not just physical, but his personality.
I'll tell you, it's really funny because Sal Vitale was actually a correction officer at one time.
That's weird. I didn't know that. They don't mention that.
Yep, they don't mention that. He was a correction officer at one time, Sal Vitale. Yep, he married Joe Messina's sister, and that's when he started getting into the mob. You know, it's like who you know at the top. If you know a boss can strain out anybody he wants. You know, so anyone who's close to him, that's what bosses do. They want to strain out people that are close to them.
Did you know anybody from the DeVacanti crime family, which is the Sopranos are based on, the New Jersey family?
I knew a couple of those guys. I did some time with them. I knew a guy by the name of Jimmy Redhook from back in the day. I was with him in Lewisburg. I used to work out with him. He was a part of that family in Jersey. And but yeah, you run into these guys when you're in prison. You run into a lot of guys from all different organizations and crime families. But listen, I ain't got too much time left. I'm gonna hang this up. But Joe, thanks for coming on.
One more question. What do you think about Frank Collada? Because what I've noticed about Frank Collada is that he didn't start all this drama like these other guys do.
Frank Collada was a class act. He's an old timer. I liked him. I think he was a good guy, a Chicago guy, hole in the wall gang. But he passed away. But you know what? Look, you're gonna have a lot of people to come on YouTube and say that they were a part of the mob. Now the thing is, look, I was never a gangster. This way I want everyone to know. I grew up around these guys. I was a part of the Bath Avenue crew. I committed a lot of crimes. I was not a made guy. I never took an oath. Okay. So, but I hung around these guys. Did I want to get straightened out at some time? Yes, I did. Okay. But, me and my crew, we were basically underneath the umbrella of the Bonanno crime family. And, we learned from other guys in our neighborhood. So we wanted to be like them. We were a product of our environment. Unfortunately, all of our lives were destroyed, and I'm just putting my life back together.
Well, thank you for your time, and I'll let you go and do your business.
Take care, Joe.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Yo,
what's
Jimmy.
Up? Joey Smoke.
Hey, brother. My man, I've been telling you all along, man, just stick to what you do. Listen, don't fool with these clowns. Listen, I was out with Michael Francis a few weeks ago. I spent the time on him on the yacht met his family, beautiful family. And we was in California, spent a week seeing him at the church. Look, I'm gonna talk to him about you, man. I already mentioned you some in the inner circle. I'm in the inner circle. Jimmy, you got something special. Your story, and I talked to other people about this. Your story, and I'm gonna tell him face to face. Because we're gonna see each other again. Jimmy, your story is special. It comes from a different angle. It's when you guys, how these guys were. You know, we all grew up in different type of areas in our place. We all been around either. I know I have drug dealers, this and that. Some did federal time, this and that. I grew up with a family who did that, so I was around it. I was able to, come through that. I could have been, different story, but we all been around those type of people. We kind of, seen that, type of different things in our life, different people, different situations. You was around the Italian mafia, so that's what you seen. And then you seen these, they were trying to recruit you guys. They were saying who's who. Let's try to figure them out. And this kid's okay or that kid ain't okay. We ain't gonna mess with him.
So hold on, because someone's trying to call me. So let me reject that. Hey, so I said, so that's what you grew up with. So and you came from a perspective I never seen before. It was a perspective. We've seen all these different movies. Chaz guy and this guy. He came from a different perspective. You have it there. Now I know you have it there, man. It's a story of how kids growing up just innocent. Oh, having fun at the pizza parties, having fun at hey kid, here's $100. You got me? Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Yeah, I hear you. I'm listening.
Okay, listen, can you hear me? We froze up.
Yeah, I'm listening. Okay,
good. You coming from a different perspective, and it's a perspective that the story needs to be told, because it's coming from a different platform, from your eyes, from when you as a kid. And we need that movie is gonna be big. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, because everything froze on my phone. I'm trying to. I just did a 12-hour shift, and I'm coming off here. You want to get me something to eat. But listen, what I'm telling you is stick to what you're doing. I would love for you and Francis to get together. He has a lot of connections. I mean, he's a good guy. I know you had, people want to judge everybody. It's so easy to throw stones and you're living in a glass house. Okay? People want to do that all day. And let them do it. You know what I mean? Because their house is going to shatter. You're not. You're not, man. You're not shattered, man. What you doing, you got your beautiful kids there. You're going to have a future one day lay out for them. So when you're gone one day, God forbid, in your life, you're going to have something for them, where they take care of themselves, their kids. You're going to leave something for them. You know what I mean? So they're well off. So they're all right. The main thing, you're giving them good upbringing. You're giving them knowledge. You know what I mean? And understanding and love. But you're going to have other things you can do later with this you're doing in your life. Like you want to leave something for them so they have an easier life. So the thing is, try to find good writers. Try to find a good person to sit down. And I always told you this before, don't let all the stories out. Don't. Keep some to yourself right now. Put it into the movie, into the book. Let them find this stuff out later. Because you can then talk about it later. Go on a talk show, do your talk show circuit, do your show. Like the guy said, a great idea with the web series. But I feel you got to sit down with some writers. You got to get some things finalized. And you got to start putting this together as a treatment and start going into that movie direction. Okay. And then there's going to be scum, rats, and all kind of different industries. You know what I mean? Like you said, in Hollywood. But there's going to be some good people. Okay. There's going to be some people that are good, that do want to see your story. Like Robert De Niro did with Chaz. There's going to be people who are good, who understand that, this is your story and they want to make it right. So don't just look at the negative. Look at the positive, because you got something here, Jimmy. And don't find these clowns. The guy got out there with them sunglasses. I hate to say this, man. I come from a time where we used to bitch slap somebody, like just fucking bitch slap you. You're fucking standing next to me. I'm gonna bitch slap you, and then you're gonna find out. I ain't even gonna deal with you because you're not deserve my fist. I'll just bitch slap you.
You know what?
You'll find that out, okay? You don't need to fucking waste your time with these fools.
No, you're
bitch
right.
slap. The way is that's the norm. They ain't worth your fucking time. And that's what I say with Tony Pizza. Bitch slap that motherfucker.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm gonna say it like that. You ain't wasting my fucking
You're
time.
right.
You ain't worth my fucking time, dude.
You're right.
If you really had a fucking story, tell your fucking story. If you ain't this shit, don't call everyone raps and this and that. Tell your fucking story and let us decide. There's a lot of people out here got common fucking sense, intelligence. Let us decide. Okay, some of us all have different backgrounds. Whether you're in the street or not, we'll decide. Okay? Quit This I can't believe this. These guys will sit on here and I'm gonna tell you something. FBS. I like this young man because he came off he's a good guy, man. He just wanted to start a show. He wanted to come out there and talk about this A-Light. You know, a lot of people have seen that. There's a lot of bullshit we know. But he came out, he's such a young man trying to do his thing. He had a couple things in his life, and that's what he loves to do. He gets on there, he tells his stuff, listen to people talk. But why is this man who had a life prone off to this guy? This guy is a young man. He's trying to do something that he loves. It makes him happy. Leave the man alone. You don't like him. You're a grown fucking man. You're older than this young man. Get your fucking life together. Tell your fucking story on Netflix. Let us see what it is. If you weren't an informant or you was, who give a fuck? You might have been dropping dimes. We don't know. We don't know what you did. How you just stay out of your fucking radar. We don't know who you were dropping dimes on. Sitting there talking, you have it. We don't know. But it doesn't matter if you did or you don't. You have your story. Everyone has their own story. Quit judging. I hate when people judge people. I used to tell guys this: walk in my shoes. Here's my shoes. I give you my shoes. Now you walk in my shoes and tell me what you're going to do. And when you come back and tell me what you're going to do, then I'll let you know. If you walk in my fucking shoes and you walk in my shoes, then tell me what you're going to do. If not, don't fucking tell me what you can do because you cannot fit in my shoes, probably. So don't tell me what you would do. Don't. It used to Indian saying used to say, Native American saying, don't walk in my moccasins. Don't let these people sidetrack you. Jimmy, you have a story, brother. I don't judge anybody. Even Sam, I don't judge. Because when I hear Sammy's story, I tell people, are you him? When you ever know when you have a friend, you got kids, they think you don't know everything's going on between you and the adults. You don't know everything's going on with adults. So everyone has a way they can say that only Sammy knows what he knows with John, what they discuss in private. And he knows his life story. And I know one thing: when someone tells their story and they tell it 100 times and it's the same fucking story, it's not a lie. Okay? And Sammy says the same story and it's always the fucking same, probably on every platform. I'm sure the FBI, they drilled him 20 times, 300 million times to see if that story was the same. This man had his life, he had his story. Whatever happened to him and John, that's between them two grown adults. Everyone wants to point fingers. That's between those two men. And he has a right to say what he wants to say. It's his life. He lived it. Everyone wants to throw rad. You did. I hate that fucking word because you don't know what the fuck a rad is. You fucking don't know until you're sitting there facing 50 years to life. What you would have do. Some of y'all will sell out your own mind and don't tell me they wouldn't. So I don't want to hear people when they judge people because you were facing 6 months. You were running around doing these little chump change crimes and you were facing a little time. You didn't tell on your friend. Oh, right. Look at the 48 hours. Look how fast you want flips. Okay, so I want to hear that shit. When people want to, it's sad about this because you're going to get trolls. Then people come on, they just have nothing else better to do. They're negative people, and negative people like negative things. You ever heard misery likes company? They want you to join them. They want you to say something to them. They need company. They're alone. They're empty inside. They have no goals. They have nothing else with that 9 to 5. That's all they're gonna work, and they're not even happy with that. So keep doing what you're doing. I was in the union before. I was a carpenter, so I know how you are, and it's hard work. I'm just telling you something. Do what you do. Don't pay attention to these fools. We love you. I love you. People out here really understand, hey, this is your life. You had to make a decision. You made a good decision. You have kids now. You have a family. God's seen that. And that's what he wanted for you. I told you this all the time. I don't know if you remember my comment. You had an instinct, Jimmy. You had what we call sixth instinct in the street, sixth sense. Somehow you made it. You could have been killed, but you had some type of sixth sense. When you said you heard that floor creaking, God was protecting you. God was protecting you, giving you this sense. An angel was watching out for you, saying, "Don't go in there." Your guardian angel was doing that, putting you to stay. Now, don't go in there, Jimmy, right now. Something ain't right. You could have easily just ignored it and went in.
Exactly.
Took that car ride and got killed. Like some.
There was so much going on.
You had a story. God knows what you were going to do.
And there was so much going on in the neighborhood that I seen. All the backstabbing. I didn't trust anybody.
I know exactly what you said. I seen it in a different way. But I'm gonna tell you something. God seen. Remember Alpha, Omega, whatever. He sees beginning and end. He seen you were gonna be a father. He seen you were gonna start helping kids. He knew. He knew what was gonna happen before you knew it. And this is why you're doing this thing. It's a destiny for you, man. Yeah, there's gonna be haters out there. You got to be careful, like that guy said. You know, you all living. You gotta be careful. Some people are still about bullshit, and they don't care. You know, I always said this. There's evil men in the world. Look at what's going on today. There's evil, and they like evilness. They like negativity. Remember that. So you're good, man. You've been through things. You can tell you repented. You have remorse. But I'm saying you got good people in your corner, like Tommy Day. You got people that help you, see, some of your ways, understand. They didn't judge you. You know what I mean? And they know your whole story. So you got people that know and they care about you and there for you. And other people probably we don't even know. And Sam, he was there. He's trying to do his thing in his life now. He's trying to make amends and do it his way. Michael too. You guys, we can't judge you. We weren't in that life. We weren't in what you were doing. Maybe everyone have different stories. But through your story, call Michael up. His brother-in-law handles a lot of his stuff. Call him, find out what's going on. And he's a beautiful person, man. He really is. I think that's why people, they're going to get into all the hype stuff. But I believe in him and Sammy, it's a respectful thing, okay? They have different views, but they needed that. Because these are two OGs. When they're gone, they're gone. We're not going to see that no more. Those guys are cut from a different cloth. You're cut from a different cloth. Gone is gone. That generation is gone. But try to really sit down and start focusing. Because I got things I'm working on too at the same time. And I know how it is trying to get a movie together, whatever, writing, but focus on it. Don't procrastinate. Get with some people now. You already got a platform. You heard from people. Call some, make some phone calls. Talk to even saying he knows people. Sit down and find the right people who can get this story out there the way you want it to live for generations and generations. People, when you're gone, they'll be looking for that movie and reading your book. I know you want to do it a certain way, but you got to start getting with certain people and don't reveal. I'm saying this is true. Don't put everything on the YouTube and on the thing right now. Save some of it for the movie. I'm sure you are, but I'm just saying. I'm just giving you that tidbit. I want to see you get this. Once this project is done, then you can come back and everyone's gonna be like, "Wow, we seen this in the movie. Can you elaborate on it?" You know what I mean? And you will, because you have something special, Jimmy. Don't let people sidetrack you. And you have a good heart, man. You're really a good man. And like I said, when you first told me, I just want to say real fast, when you were talking about those cones, you know what they used to do out in the hood out there? They would set up fake cones and get people to ride down certain streets, and then they would rob them. Out here in Cleveland, they would put some cones in the city, and guys would think, "Oh, that's just we got to go this way, that way," and they would send them to a dead end and rob them. So be careful with them cones. That's the first thing I was thinking. I said, "Oh shit, I hope you wasn't."
No, you're right. No, you're right.
But anyway, be careful with that. So I'm sure you understand that. But I'm just saying, that's the first thing I thought you were going to talk about. They were going to leave, and you were getting ready to get on and do some gung ho on them. But anyway, love you, brother, man. Don't let these guys get under your skin. They want attention, man. You don't need to prove nothing. And you don't need to get any more bullshit because you got enough things good in your life happening. They need it. They need the attention. That's why they're doing it. They need you to say something about them. And I like the way Fat Boy is doing it because he's doing it in a real comical way. Now he's making the dude look like a laughing stock. That's what he is. That's what I said. He's laughing stock of YouTube. And in life, people are laughing at him. He don't realize it. He's being a fool. And a fool on the hill, like the Beatles says, is, a fool on the hill. Think about it. So all I'm saying to you is keep doing your thing, Jimmy. I mean, we love you, man. We're out there going to support you. Try to get with Michael. I'm going to talk to him if I can next time. If I can get talk to him right away, I'll let him know, get with Jimmy. You know what I mean?
Well, he's a very, Michael's a very,
he's joining the circle. Yeah, he's talking, man. He's a good, let me tell you what, he's a good guy, man. And he's trying to do good things. He got a lot of things he's trying to offer people, man, in a different way. And people want to say stuff about him, and they say so about you, when they say so about Sam. Everyone's got something to say.
Exactly. Yep. Everyone's got something to say.
Yeah, they do. Everyone's better than everybody.
Yep.
Go clean your own house up. Go, wash your own windows. Think about what your life is. Take that time to think about your kids and your family. Put that time into that. Put the energy into that instead of negativity.
Well, listen, Joey Smokes, thank you, man. Thank you for the knowledge. Thank you for the kind words. I love you back.
I love you, brother.
And I'll see you soon. Stay safe, man.
I'd love to meet you one day, bro. All right, brother.
Look, 100%, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll be in New York. We'll hook up one day. We'll go out and get something to eat.
Thank you, man. You stay safe.
I love you, brother.
Love you,
Stay
bro.
safe.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah, well, that was Joey Smokes, and I tell you, he said a lot of kind words and the truth. You know what? Do your own thing. Focus on yourself. You're always going to have haters that come. They want to take you off course. They want to make you take your eye off the ball and your eye off the prize. You have a lot of haters out there. I know I do, but let them keep on hating. They're not going to destroy me. But I want to thank you all for coming in. It's almost 3 hours, 2 hours, 45 minutes. Everyone have a good Sunday night. I love all my subs. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I want to continue to do this as much as I can. Maybe we could do it once a week, every Sunday. We have something to look forward to. We could chop it up, talk about current events, things what's going on in the world today, and some mob stuff. With that said, everyone have a good night. Thanks for coming by, and I'll see you soon. Until next time, peace, love, God first. Remember, God first. Bye.